Mr. Batson, Miss Smalley worked for you as an accountant.
A bookkeeper, yes.
Bookkeeper. In what kind of business?
I buy and sell all types of different used equipment that I purchase.
How long did Miss Smalley work for you?
Approximately 6 to 7 years.
Now, there came a time when she and her husband came to you for a loan.
Yes.
They don't deny that. When was that?
Approximately late 2013, 2014. I don't have the original date.
Do you remember when you came to him for the loan?
February 2014.
And how much money did he loan you?
$1,200.
Is that correct?
No.
How much?
I loaned them 2 different times for a total of $2,800.
Did you give them check or cash?
I gave them cash.
And they, at some point, started to pay you back?
Yes.
When?
October of 2014, I was given a check for $2,000, which did not go through. At that point...
Do you have that check?
Yes.
I'd like to take a look at it. And when you say it did not go through, it was dishonored by the bank?
Yes, it was returned for insufficient funds.
Okay. Now, Miss Smalley.
Yes.
Let's go back to you. I said, how much did you borrow?
Yes.
And you said $1,200.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you want to tell me why you wrote him a check for $2,000 and in your handwriting wrote partial payment?
That was a prior loan to the one that we're talking about.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
You mean you came to Mr. Batson and asked him for money on more than one occasion?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. You know that I'm not buying what you're saying to me, but I'm going to let you dig your hole. You understand?
Okay.
Okay. When was the first time you came and asked him for money?
5 or 6 years ago. I mean, Dan would loan money all the time, okay? If you were an employee, if you worked for Dan and you needed to borrow some money till the next payday, or you needed to borrow money...
And why did you steal from him? You were convicted of stealing from him.
Yes, ma'am, I was convicted of
So
forgery.
if he was a nice guy, Miss Smalley, and loaned all of his employees money when they needed it, and according to you, loaned you money on successive occasions, why'd you steal from him?
Actually,
you were convicted of stealing from him.
Yes, ma'am, I was. But
So would you want to tell me why? No,
Yes,
first I asked the why.
I made a mistake.
You made 2 mistakes. The second one is coming here and telling me the story.
No, ma'am.
Because as part of your conviction, you were ordered to make restitution.
Yes.
Restitution is not for a loan. Criminal courts cannot order you to make restitution for a loan.
Right.
They can order you to make restitution for what you stole. So when the court ordered you to make restitution, which is your defense to this case, that they ordered me to make restitution, and I made restitution in the amount of $1,200, that covered the loan.
No, ma'am.
But well, that's what you wrote in your answer. You said in your answer that you swore to, I was ordered to pay back all the money I owed him, so I paid him $1,200. Criminal court can't order you to pay back a loan. Let's start with that. They can order you to pay back what you stole. And they order you to pay back an amount certain, not pay him back what I owed. They ordered you to pay him back $1,200 because that's what you stole.
Actually, the amount in question on that is $658 and change.
Well, not in question. The criminal court
Yes, ma'am.
ordered you to pay
pay
back as restitution what you stole in the amount of $1,200. It had nothing to do with the loan.
Right.
Now you're saying right. So how much does she owe you?
$1,300.
Did she make just because I can't get a straight answer from her. She wouldn't know how to give a straight answer. She wouldn't know the truth if it slapped her in the face. You want to speak? You want to speak?
Yes, I do.
Great. Do you owe him $1,300?
No.
How many times did you ask him for money? How many times did you ask him for money?
One time.
One time. That's what he's here for. Not this baloney that your wife is talking about over a period of time. You asked him, that's what this case is about. The one time the two of you came to him and asked him for money.
That is correct.
Good. And look at me. And you asked him for money because?
We had an incident occur where we were having a house problem with a large banking institution that is under suit.
I don't care. You were having financial trouble.
When we had to obtain a lawyer for this other incident. So we went to him to borrow $1,200 for a lawyer fee. That's all we borrowed was $1,200. We took him to dinner and borrowed $1,200 and not a penny more.
Listen to me. Just a second. So that's $1,200.
Correct.
On what date? Month and year.
Ma'am, I can't even tell you my birthday half the time.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,300. We're done. You claim you overpaid him in rent, which he raised your rent from an initial $300. He raised it to $600. And according to you, that was in violation of the law. And in addition, you say he put some of your things outside and they were damaged. That's your case. Mr. Augustus says that he owns a private home, and it was ultimately determined that he could charge whatever rent he wants to someone who's renting a room in his private home.
That's correct.
And that you lived there without paying rent from May until October. And in addition, you made some false allegations to the housing authority against him, and that was back in the beginning of the summer. And despite the fact that you reported him to the housing authority for maintaining unsavory living conditions, you elected to stay there until October without paying rent, so he has a counterclaim. All right, let's take care of the easy things first. You moved in on what date, Miss Kelly?
August 2014.
And you moved out on what date?
October 3rd, 2016.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a waitress. I do bottle serving in clubs or events, things like that.
Okay. So you lived there for 2 years?
Yeah.
And I assume you had options as far as living places?
No. I'm from New York, so I came out here and...
Well, of course you have options. If things are unsafe, unsanitary, or too expensive,
if I don't have
you move.
family...
You move. That's what you do. People who don't like where they're living, they move. Now, when you moved in, your rent was $300.
Yes.
When did he raise it to $600?
He raised it to $500 first.
When?
January 2015. And then he
$500 first, and you
Yes.
agreed to pay him the $500?
Yes, because I had nowhere else to go.
And then when did he raise it again?
January 2016.
He raised it another $100?
Yes.
Did you have your own room in his house?
Yes.
Any other boarders in his house?
No.
Did he also live there?
Yes.
How long have you been renting a room, Mr. Augustus, in your house?
Well, I had two sisters living with me. They moved in around June of 2014. And
Had you ever rented a room to anyone?
No, not prior to the two sisters. I always stayed in my house by myself.
Okay. Now, you're going to show me an official document, and Mr. Augustus is going to show me an official document, and your official document is going to say he overcharged you rent because of something, and your official document is going to tell me that you're not subject to any rule. Do you have that document?
I'm sorry, Judge Judy, I can't hear you.
Okay. Who are you?
Stacy, I'm his daughter.
Could you stand up?
Thank
Please
you.
tell me your name.
Stacy McKellar.
Ms. McKellar, do you have a document from the city indicating that he is not subject to any rent control?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, and you have one as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'd like to see it. So that will take care of one issue. Okay, your letter is dated August 4th of 2016.
He got his...
Just a second, I'm reading it. Okay, so this is from the Los Angeles Housing Authority, and it says, Mr. Augustus, we have reviewed a complaint, and it was for an illegal eviction and illegal rent increase. And it says, under the Rent Stabilization Office, rent may be increased a certain amount. You increased her rent too much, and therefore you have to repay her that rent. Then in September, which is a month later, this is also from the Los Angeles Housing Authority, a review of the applicability of the Los Angeles Rent Stabilization Ordinance to this property has been completed. Our review of the available property records indicate that the house located on this lot is not subject to rent stabilization ordinances because it is a single-family dwelling. Single-family dwellings are also exempt from Systemic Code Enforcement Program, and their records will be updated to reflect the exemption for this property. Okay, so did you see this letter?
Yeah, but
Just
they
a second.
lied. Yes.
All I'm asking is you saw this letter?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so that takes care of your overpayment.
How does that take over overpayment if he already signed before, even after he got that letter, he already signed that he was going to give me money for the overpayment. And they lied because there's another building in the back, someone pays rent, and his daughter only
I'm
popped up a
going
year
to
later.
explain it to you.
No, I'm just
I'm going to explain it to you. The explanation is somebody in August didn't do their homework and examine his property and pay attention and didn't do their homework and looked and said, well, he can't raise rent from $300 to $600 because That's too much of an increase, so they sent you this letter. Based upon this letter, he agreed to pay you the overpayment that they said stop shaking, that he said that they had to pay you. He evidently appealed it or asked them to look into the records, and when they did, they said, whoops, sorry, somebody sent this in August, and they shouldn't have. You live in a private house, and if you want to rent a room, and if somebody wants to pay you $10,000 a month for the private room in a single-family dwelling that's not subject to rent stabilization, you can charge whatever you want. That's what the later letter indicates.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want. I've just explained it to you.
I know, but can I speak up on something?
You can tell me whatever you want.
Well, I'm going to let you know why later that popped up, because after we already settled where he had to pay money, he still didn't want to pay me money because he knew he was wrong. I have a letter from the health department stating how the house was not safety at all. There was 24 violations from housing, period, where he shouldn't have been living there in that type of living condition.
Move!
I did move. I wasn't going to leave anywhere, and I had place to go, and someone just throws my stuff out. His daughter wasn't even there for 2 years in a picture. She popped up and lied. There is another dwelling in their back house.
Listen to me. I'm just reading.
I understand what you're reading, but what I'm telling you, that is not facts. That is not the truth.
No, this is fact.
When they're lying to housing and they're telling that, they didn't come back to the house and see that it was only a single family house.
Blueprint.
Shh. Listen to me. You're not getting any money. Now, this is a free country. You work, you make a living.
And he threw my things out.
Listen, careful. You work, you make a living. If the living conditions that Mr. Augustus chooses to live in his own private house are unacceptable for anybody, you shouldn't live there. It's his house. If he wants to live like a pig in his house, he could live like a pig in his house. I don't know if his house is a pigsty, but if he wants to live there, it's a free America. That's his choice. You, on the other hand, don't own that house, and you have a choice to move elsewhere. You're supposed to be paying $600 a month rent. So what you did, according to Mr. Augustus, is you stopped paying rent in May.
No.
But you still, just a second, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But you still lived there in May, June, July, August, and September. For 5 months, despite the fact that it was so terrible, you still lived there. So my next question to you is, if the conditions were so terrible, and you lived there, because it's clear from both of your papers, May, June, July, August, September, and you moved out in October, did you pay rent for those months?
No.
Well, that comes under my story if you go into a restaurant and order a steak. You're a waitress. Pay attention. You go into a restaurant and order a steak. From you're the waitress. Mm-hmm. And you serve the steak, and the person that ordered the steak finishes the steak, and then you give them a bill. And they say, we're not paying for the steak, we didn't like it. And they walk out. Does your boss take that out of your wages that you let somebody eat for free?
I guess, but not in this case. I couldn't compare that to this case.
Just a second. If you eat the steak, you have to pay for it. So you lived in the house May, June, July, August, and September. You lived in this house that you say was terrible. You call the health department.
Can I tell you why I stayed that long? Because in May, I received a 3-day notice where he told me he was just going to kick me out, and I had to just leave and pay that money, and he threw my things out. He threw my things out then, where I had to call the cops on him. He never served me an eviction notice.
You're not answering my question.
But I'm saying why I stayed that long. Because he was trying to still get money from me without any eviction notice, without any of that stuff, before I even had notice of all that stuff.
Miss Kelly.
Before I had notice of housing, of that being a single family, of anything.
Miss Kelly, I'm not talking about him.
I'm talking about why I stayed.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I stayed because I had legal rights to still stay there, even though he tried to just
Your case is dismissed. The whole thing is dismissed because you don't pay attention. I'm really trying to explain to you. No, you're not answering my question. If you live in a disgusting place that you
and I had nowhere to go, so I stayed.
You mean this is the only house in Los Angeles?
That's the only place where I had to
stay. The case is
where
dismissed.
I could pay money.
Now, your rent was $600 a month. And you lived there for 5 months. That's $3,000 that you didn't pay him. That's $3,000. You ate the steak.
And I overpaid him money.
No, you didn't overpay it, not according to the County of Los Angeles.
Okay.
You owe him $3,000. Judgment on the counterclaim. We're done. Mr. Smith, how did you meet the plaintiff?
The plaintiff was a friend of a friend. Approximately 3 years ago, my cat needed babysitting, so I initiated her. I re-met her again a year ago.
And when you say you initiated something a year ago, tell me what it was that you initiated.
I had purchased a 100-year-old house, and I was conversing with my friends, and she was present about the problems I was having with fixing the house up. I had hired an inspector, but he didn't do a good job. I needed plumbing, a roof, electrical. There was no foundation on my house.
Were you living there?
I was residing there, yes.
With all those things not being there, no foundation, no plumbing, nothing.
They were operational, but not totally functional.
Now we're going to get back how you came to her to help you with all these problems. Stop playing with the papers. There are more papers there than in the Supreme Court.
He's got a long history, Your Honor. Sorry.
This is going to be very short. Trust me.
I hired an agent to redo the roof, which I knew needed. She offered to do it. She said she was a contractor. She said
she offered to do the roof herself, or to?
That's what she offered, with a crew of hers.
With a crew?
Correct. But she doesn't have a contractor's license, and she's been on disability since 1992. And I gave her a small portion of the job to put in a solar tube light in the roof.
Did you hire her to do the roof job?
Yeah, I did pay her, yes.
How much?
About $25,000.
To act as a GC, general contractor, getting crews to do things in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you acknowledge, Ms. Smith, that you were paid to do some GC work, general contracting work in his house?
No, I was not, Your Honor.
You were never paid?
I reimbursed employees that
Don't try to double talk me. Were you ever paid by Mr. Smith for work that you or crews hired by you did on his house?
No, Your Honor. I helped him hire the people. He said he needed people, and he wanted me to oversee the workers for work on his house. I did not employ him myself. He did.
Just a second. I got it. I got it. I got her. I got it. I got her. How much do you get from disability a month? Tell me.
I don't get disability.
You don't get any kind of disability. Be very careful. You don't get any kind of disability.
I had disability. That's why I met Mr. Smith.
Just a second. I asked you a question. What year did you start to collect disability?
I was injured at one time in 1992.
1992. Mm-hmm. In what year, which is even more interesting, did you stop collecting disability?
2015.
So, according to you, until shortly before you started to do work for him, you were collecting disability.
I did not work.
Now tell me why your disability benefits were cut off last year.
That has nothing to do with this case.
Oh, it has everything to do with this case. It has everything to do with your last answer. Because when I ask you, well, you paid money to GC, and you start dancing around because if you were paid $25,000 to GC a project, even though you paid other people, then you committed fraud on the federal government. They're going to come looking for you. It has everything to do with this case. You want to tell me why your disability was stopped, if it was?
It had nothing to do with my case with him.
Really? Your case is dismissed. You may be hustling for a long time, Ms. Smith, but you don't hustle me. You don't hustle me. You don't answer my questions, your case is dismissed. Now, according to you, you let her stay in the house while she was doing some GC work on the house. She of course said in her now dismissed claim that she was a renter and you illegally evicted her and therefore she wants $5,000. That's what her case was about, that I've just disposed of. Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. The counterclaim says that she proceeded to, after her keys were taken away, to engage in a course of conduct that was harassment. And at one point, she broke into your house and assaulted you. You want to tell me about it?
I allowed her to stay in the room as a guest. She lived 40 miles away. I was trying to help her. She had lack of assets. And she disappeared for 3 weeks, and there was a foul order coming from the room.
When was this? Give me the month.
November.
Okay.
I entered the room. I found stolen property of mine, an old flight suit, camera lenses, dog tags, 7 pairs of scissors. It was a total mess. I decided at this point in time that she had been gone for 3 weeks with no communication. Perhaps it was time I changed the locks. She arrives home. She doesn't even try the locks. She climbs under the house where the foundation wasn't yet, into the basement, into the kitchen, upstairs, pummeled me, grabbed my laptop, and ran away.
Did you call the police?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it.
I'll provide you with all the police.
No, don't give me everything. Just give me the first police report when she came in
Okay.
and came into the house. When was the last time you had any contact with her?
In court approximately 3 weeks ago.
What court?
She had filed another motion to dismiss my protection order. She showed up late beyond the roll call and argued with the judge that she was there, and when she wasn't.
You filed the protective order. Was it finally granted?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long do you have the protective order for?
A year starting March of this year.
And that's to keep her away from your house.
And no
And
contact
you.
me.
And no Would you put the papers down? Is there any reason whatsoever that you would want to have any contact whatsoever with Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed a protection order against Mr. Smith in December of 2015.
Was it granted?
Yes, it was.
For how long?
For 30 days, and I came down
Just
with
a
ocular
second.
migraines and could not make the hearing.
I don't care. It was dismissed. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, just like his
Fine.
order, because it was default.
Just
I was not able to make it.
he
Can't
has
be
an order
granted.
of protection against you. That means he can't come near you, which he has not. There's no question in my mind that he has not come near you.
Actually, I've got phone calls, Your Honor.
There's no question in my mind that he has not come near you. So what part of put the papers down don't you get? You have no reason to look at papers. I've dismissed your claim. I'm merely addressing the countersuit.
Well, I have evidence for the countersuit, Your Honor.
You do.
Yes, I do.
I want you to tell me how you got into the house in November when you found that the locks were changed.
I was not informed the locks were changed, Your Honor. I have.
I want you to tell me how you got into the house in November when the locks were changed.
That day earlier, the day before, when I was driving there, or actually from 3 days before, Mr. Smith was locked out of the house. He called and he wanted me to come home because he wanted me to let him in the house because he had lost his key.
Yes.
And then he had told me that he had crawled under the house. Well, when I came back in town, I was only gone for 3 days, and I have text messages and his employees that worked under me. Matter of fact, the day before, he had taken my purse. Mr. Stevens had my purse and had sent it over to Marshall's house, which was my house, because I'd left it in Cooley Down with him, and he had sent it.
Mr. Smith, when was the last contact you had with her?
Approximately 3 weeks ago.
And that was
At the hearing.
Okay, so this is really what you
Yes, ma'am.
pay careful attention. This is really what you have to do. You have to tell your lawyer that at some point your lawyer has to move before the court not to allow her, without a judge okaying it first, to file a petition against you, to reinstate her protective order, to vitiate your protective order. Sometimes when people file serial orders and there's something wrong with them, judges will do that. They will say, before a clerk can file anything, it needs a judge's counter-signature. Do you understand? What does that mean?
I would like to make one short comment.
Yes.
The judge at the last hearing stated she's a vexatious litigant.
I mean, those are nice words. If they were said, that doesn't mean an order
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
by a judge that says, before you may file another proceeding against Marshall Smith, you must get judicial approval to do that, which
I got
means the
that, Your
judge
Honor.
has to look at the allegations, look at the history of the case, and say, not again on my watch. Do you understand? Your counterclaim is dismissed. You have an attorney. Your claim is for sure dismissed. We're done. Ms. Hill, you're the owner of a rental property
Yes.
that the defendant was renting from you since 2015.
Correct.
What kind of rental property is it?
Single family home.
Do you own the home?
I do.
When did you purchase it?
In 2012.
Did you purchase it as a rental property?
I did not. I lived in the residence before renting it to the defendant.
Who did you live there with?
My daughter.
And why did you move out?
I was relocated for work, so I moved to Florida.
How much did you pay for the house?
I bought the house from an auction for about $13,000.
And did you put any money into it?
I did. I put about $20,000 into the home.
And you lived in it after you purchased it and after you renovated it with your daughter from 2012 to 2015 when you leased it to the defendant.
That is correct.
So it was renovated in 2012.
That is correct.
Is your claim that when the defendant moved out, she left extensive damage in the house? The defendant says there wasn't extensive damage. Whatever was there, it was normal wear and tear. So do you have photographs of the house from when you moved out?
I do not.
Tell me when the defendant moved out.
June of 2017.
And she notified you she didn't want to renew her lease?
She notified the property manager at the time.
How much was rent?
Her rent was $800. Initially started in the first lease as $750.
But at the last year was $800?
That's correct.
Where were you moving to?
I was moving back home with my mother to help her out because she had just a few months previous to that lost her husband, and I was.
So you were moving back with your mother?
Yeah.
How many people lived in the house?
Me, my 3 kids, and the other tenant.
You had 2 tenants in the house?
I had 2 adult tenants, yes.
Did the other tenant remain?
No, they moved into the property together and they moved out of the property together.
Is this someone that you are a friend
This is
to?
my cousin.
When you moved out in June, you received, according to your complaint, a notification that you should come out to see the house.
That's correct. When the defendant moved out of the property, I was notified by
Did you do a walkthrough with the property manager when you moved out?
We did a walkthrough in May when it came out.
What day in June did you move out?
I moved out June 1st.
I would like to see a copy of the walkthrough.
They didn't give me no copy.
Do you have a copy of the walkthrough?
I do not. I just have photos of the walkthrough from the day she moved out.
May I see them?
Yes.
Who's writing on the walls?
My 8-year-old daughter.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Who told her that that was an appropriate thing to do, to write on somebody else's walls?
Each time she done it, she was put on punishment for it.
This isn't a one-shot deal of her writing on the walls. She wrote on the walls often, at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was supervising her?
Who was supervising her?
That's
She
my
might be
question. You have the answer.
She might have been upstairs after she left the bathroom or whatever.
Show this to the defendant, please, and tell me who did that to the blinds.
Okay, these blinds, I see the pictures, and
Who did that to the blinds?
my same 8-year-old.
Who did this to the walls? Holes in the walls.
By me living there, I will take responsibility for the holes in the wall. Same person I just showed you about the other 2 is the same one who was doing all the damage.
What happened to the kitchen cabinets?
Okay, where you see the paint coming off at, it was painted gray, and by me cleaning the cabinets with bleach, the bleach, what they did was damage the cabinet, and the paint started coming off, and that's why the cabinets was like that.
You have communication from the property manager?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
That was the afternoon of the walkthrough where
Could you please show this to the defendant?
he and the contractor took photos and also gave me the estimate amount of damages.
That's not true with that picture.
Is she living with you now?
Mm-hmm. It's here.
How does she and her children treat your property?
They treat it all right.
Well, who taught her to treat other people's property like this?
Nobody.
Did you have the place fixed?
I have.
Do you have the receipts for me?
I do. Would you like the receipts or would you like I have a breakdown of everything?
Well, I would like the actual receipts.
Okay.
Did you re-rent the property or are you selling it?
The property has not been rented again because of the pest. So when she left the property, she left it infested with bed bugs, roaches, and mice. So on the initial visit to Ohio to take care of the property and restore it, we were not able to do any of the work on that initial visit because when we walked through, we had 5 contractors with us and at least a dozen mice scurried across the floor. We also noticed that there was a roach infestation. We called out the exterminator and then he advised us that there was also a bed bug infestation.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished. So now we're in September. In September, did he give you a check?
So what happened was on August 30th, I was alerted by the bank that my husband withdrew $1,472, funds that were not supposed to be touched. Our lawyers said, do not touch that money.
Was that in a joint account?
Yes.
Stand up. Did you withdraw $1,472 from a joint account?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
Because she was transferring money, utilizing that money for other things. And before it all disappeared, I said, I'm withdrawing half of what was mine, half of the money that was in there.
Just a second. You had an agreement with your respective lawyers not to touch a pool of money. I think we're not going back here years of separation. So at the end of June, how much was in that account, Mr. Cole?
The end of June?
Yeah, when you left.
Nothing. Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything.
Zero. Okay. And who put money in there in July?
It was a tax refund. Tax refund.
So a tax refund came in.
Correct.
In what month?
August, I believe. Yeah, August. We were in court.
So in
September.
August, tax refund went directly into the account.
Yes.
In what amount?
Just under $6,000.
So $6,000 went into the bank in August. Do you remember what date in August?
No.
Do you remember what date in August, Mrs. Cole?
I think it was between August 8th and August 10th of 2016.
And on what date did you draw out $1,472?
Towards the end of the month.
Now I want you to think very, very carefully, Mr. Cole. During that 2-week period, because you said you drew out this $1,472 because your wife, who has custody of your 3 children, was using that money for other things. I would like you to itemize the other things she was using the money for so that you felt entitled to take out $1,472.
I don't know exactly what it was for.
I mean, was she using it for... Just a second. Did you see money coming out for a spray tan or for breast augmentation?
No.
Then I'd like you to tell me what other things there were that you triggered in your mind an entitlement to remove funds from an account that a judge had said to you, don't touch.
It was the attorneys that said don't touch.
Fine, attorneys.
Okay.
Yours and hers.
And she was taking money out of the account. And
Just
before
a second.
it disappeared.
Well, so then you've changed your statement. Your first statement is she was taking out money out of the account for things that she shouldn't take money out of the account for. Okay? So now you're not saying that she shouldn't have taken money out of the account for frivolous things. It could have been for other things, but you don't know what they were. So I'd like you to tell me how much money she took out of the account.
It was probably in the realm of hundreds of dollars.
No. You went against an agreement with your attorney and you took out an odd number, $1,472. Now, she looks like she's got everything written down very, very carefully. You are standing there with your mother with nothing in front of you. Is it correct that in the month of July, you didn't send $1,400 for the support of your children, you sent $800 for the support of your children?
No.
How much did you send for the support of your children in the month of July?
I don't have that paperwork in front of me.
Well, where did you think you were coming today? To the beach?
We were coming to...
Just a second. Where did you think you were coming? You were coming to the beach? No, this is all leading up to what happened on the date that your former wife, and I'm not usually, if you ever watch this program, you understand, I'm an ecumenical abuser. If I think that she did the wrong thing by going to your mother's house because something was wrong with a check, I'll let her have it. But right now, I'm not getting a good vibe from your side. Because first, you tell me that you touched money that you weren't supposed to touch because she was using it for things she shouldn't have. That triggers in my mind, if I didn't ask the next question, going to get gels on her nails instead of supporting your 3 children who are 15, 13, and 11, okay? And you can't support 3 goldfish on $1,400 a month. Do you understand? Mr. Sylvester, you and the defendant worked together.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did you work?
We worked at Kazuki Ramen. It's a ramen house, a restaurant.
How long had you been working there?
We both worked there for about 5 months. I was there in the opening, so was he. So we opened the restaurant together, basically.
Did you know each other before you opened the restaurant?
No, Your Honor.
And there came a time when you decided to room together. Was that a permanent arrangement for you or a temporary arrangement for you?
Definitely temporary. It was kind of more of a personal favor. The apartment was far away from downtown, and at the time I wasn't driving, so he pretty much just asked me, could you please, because we went and saw the place together, the landlord liked me, they're like, could you please just move in for a couple of months until you find another arrangement, which I did allow, but I didn't want to be on the lease, and I wanted to pay less than him because I knew I wouldn't be there as frequently.
Were you on the lease?
No.
Only you were on the lease?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you put down security deposit?
Yes.
How much?
$350.
And you moved out after a couple of months?
Just 1 month, really.
2 months.
I thought it was 2 months.
2 months.
Did you give him his security deposit back?
I returned $250 of his security deposit back.
Why?
I withheld $100 for outstanding bills from the months that he had lived
I've
there.
never seen a dollar.
Just a second. What bills?
I have a garbage bill, a cable bill, and an electric bill.
And how much do all of those bills add up to together?
They totaled $269.84.
Bird, would you show those to the plaintiff, please? Because we're going to get to the crux of this case in a minute.
The previous payment is here, and then this is the actual bill from that time.
Yeah, no, I've seen the bills. I paid him in cash for these bills. I never saw $1 from the deposit. It was $350. I also helped him out for.
There's one issue in this case, and I'm not getting involved with your $250 and $350 because it was my understanding from reading your complaint, sir, that he did give you some money back from the
No, I never received a dollar from the deposit or the rent that's owed. Basically, I moved out early September with the agreement that when his new roommate moved in, I would receive the money for that rent and also the
Do
deposit.
you have proof that you returned any part of the deposit to him?
No, everything was dealt with in cash.
Okay. Now, you moved out on what date, sir?
It was like September 2nd, between the 2nd
Great.
and the 5th.
Now, so I'm not getting involved in it because if you actually believed that he owed you money and there was so much animus, late October, you wouldn't have gone to his house for a house party, which is really the crux of this case, which is the only part of it that I'm dealing with. So let's understand that. If you felt that he owed you prorated rent or some money for security deposit, when you were invited to his home a month later, a month after you moved out,
Yeah.
for a party, I would not have gone if I was in an acrimonious situation with somebody. So you went to a party at his house in October. Now I want you to tell me what happened when you went to the party in October, because that's what this case is about.
When I went to the party in October, we discussed the deposit and the monies owed. And as you mentioned, I did have some resentment.
You shouldn't have gone.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have gone.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
You know, he basically got violent with me about it. He pushed me outside the door and then
Told you to
locked the
leave.
door. Yeah.
Unlock the door.
He locked the door with my
Okay.
keys inside, my
Great.
car keys inside. So
And keep going.
then I had to pay for a cab to get home.
And
And then the next day, he said a bunch of crazy things to our manager that we work for.
I don't know whether he did or not. That's hearsay.
Either way, though,
Because there's nobody here.
either way, I sent him a text message saying, "I'm going to take you to small claims on this matter." Then I
So
gave him the small
I'd like
claims
to see
paperwork.
that text.
I don't have the text with me, but I do have the small claims paperwork that I
To
filed.
me, carefully.
Yes.
I want to see the text where you said to him, I'm going to small claims court. You say you have a text. Use your phone right there.
Yeah, I do not have the text, unfortunately. This is a new phone.
You know how many times I hear people, how did you get a new phone when you lost your job? What you're suing for here is lost wages. When
Yes.
did you get a new phone?
It was a very affordable phone, Your Honors. I do have the small claims paperwork here.
Listen, I'm going to do my drill when I'm satisfied that I'm going to throw you both out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. So you don't have the text.
No.
And you said if I don't get satisfaction, according to you, which you don't have because you bought a new phone, you said I'm going to take you to small claims court. And you filed a small claims case on what date?
The small claims was filed on October 31st.
On what date were you served with the small claims case?
I was served that Monday, I believe.
By whom?
His mother.
Where?
She came behind the bar while I was at work.
And at that time, you were both still working at the same restaurant.
That is correct.
Were you working the same shift?
No.
What shift were you working?
I was working my afternoon shift, so I was working the 4:30 to close shift.
And what shift were you working, sir?
I did not work that day, the 31st.
What shift did you usually work?
I worked the same shifts as Josh did.
So then you were both working the same shift, except for the day you was allegedly served with a small claims case.
Yeah.
Just answer my questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now I would like to see the small claims case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I see two small claims cases.
Yes, I amended the order to include the lost wages after he filed a restraining order to keep me from work.
Just a second. But you left things out when you filed an amended complaint. First claim you asked for, not that I'm getting involved in it, prorated rent, a loan, and your possessions, and your deposit. The second case you filed was deposit, rent, and lost wages. So I assume that you got your loan back and your possessions back.
No, I didn't. I've not gotten my
So you
possessions
just
back.
made a mistake.
Yeah, I just amended
Just
the
a
order.
mistake. All right. Now, the whole thrust of this case, the only part that I will hear,
Yes, ma'am.
so that's nonsense, is that at some point you filed a protective order against him.
That is correct.
On what date?
I filed a protection order the day after I received the small claims court.
Basically in response. Yeah.
Don't speak. You filed it the day after.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And I would like to see the date that you filed it and the allegations that you make.
Okay, I have the petition and I also have the temporary order if you'd like.
Let's
both of
see the
those.
petition. Now I would like you, sir, to explain to me the reason that you filed this protective order a day after you were served with a small claims case.
So the incident that occurred at my house, as it states in the petition, he was sexually harassing a house guest. Upon being asked to stop, he berated her using...
Who cares?
Okay. I kicked him out.
Who cares?
I kicked him out. I didn't feel the need to call the police because he was investigated. I wanted the matter to end there. He made it clear that he was not going to end the matter
No,
there.
don't just say. Don't tell me what he made clear.
Yes,
he was
ma'am.
bothering somebody at your party. That person didn't file a protective order against him. You did. And I want you to tell me what he did that inspired you after you were served with a small claim case to file a protective order.
He made it clear that...
No, not clear. That is an assumption, sir, based upon facts, which you are going to tell me. And the facts had better be consistent with what you wrote in your answer, which you probably don't remember.
In my petition order?
No, in my case.
Okay.
In my case. So I want you to tell me specifically what Mr. Sylvester said or did to you that inspired you to file for a protective order the day after you were served with a small claims case.
The day after I was served with a small claims case, it was in my belief that he was going to continue to harass me while I was at work, and therefore I filed the protection order.
I want to tell you something. You abuse the system. I don't care what you believe. Your mother cares what you believe. Maybe your sister cares what you believe. Maybe your mother cares how you feel. Maybe your sister cares how you feel. The law doesn't give a rat's ass how you feel. The law believes in facts. And so far, I've asked you 3 times to give me something specific that Mr. Sylvester said or did to you that inspired you to file for a protective order against him, excluding him from your workplace, because that's what you asked for. Excluding him from your workplace. And I guarantee you, on Bird's life, that you did not tell the judge before whom you were requesting this protective order that you worked in the same place.
I made it very clear.
Oh, I don't believe that.
I made it very clear
I
to
don't
the
believe
judge.
that, because then you're telling me that the judge was a moron.
The judge suspended it. He didn't issue a restraining. He didn't issue a permanent restraining order.
No. You asked for. That's not what I'm saying to you, sir. Let's make ourselves perfectly clear.
Yes, ma'am.
You requested a protective order on an emergency basis, excluding him from your workplace.
That's correct.
And the judge granted that application on an emergency basis, therefore making it impossible for him to go to work. And I guarantee you that you didn't tell that judge who granted the temporary restraining order based on this nonsense that he was a fellow worker along with you. You may have told the judge who heard the final order of protection and denied it because you were not granted a final order of protection, right?
No, but I disclosed his working location when the judge asked where the perfect place for service would be, service of the actual document.
I think that you overstepped it and you abused the system and you abused him. Now, if you felt threatened, which I think you did not, was this, by the way, this young woman that he was making come-ons to at the party, was this somebody that you knew well? And give me the first name.
Her name was Van Lynn, and yes, it is somebody that I know well.
Is it somebody that you were dating?
You could say that.
That's either a yes or a no.
Yes, we were dating.
Right.
Casually.
So while I'm not getting involved with the rest of this nonsense, I am awarding him money for lost wages.
Okay.
Because I think that your actions not only abuse me as part of a system, because you used it in retaliation. Your girlfriend didn't feel threatened enough to go and seek a protective order. And you never sought a protective order before you were served with a small claims case. And this was after the party.
It's for the same...
Just a second. We're done. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. We're finished. Thank you.
Nobody wanted to live with him. He's a slob.
When I woke up to him cleaning my house...
He's always broke, and it's red flags.
And having random people that I'd never met before coming to view the house.
So the few people that I did bring by, they're like, this is disgusting.
Before 30 days notice was given, yeah, it made my life kind of difficult.
And I'm definitely not doing this. So it was a trouble to get that spot.
Not going to do it again.
And hopefully this is one step closer for Joshua becoming a man.
Mr. Adrian, you were a tenant of Mr. Horn's for approximately 8 months, according to what I read in your complaint. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're suing him for a variety of things. Let's take first things first. First thing is that you had a security deposit that you left with him.
Yes.
And you want the security deposit refunded to you.
Yes.
How much was the security deposit?
$14.50.
Is that correct, Mr. Horn?
I believe so.
Okay. And when did you give him the $14.50? When did you start your tenancy?
The agreement was entitled, I have evidence.
Just tell me the date.
23rd of November, 2015.
And you moved out on what date?
I moved out on June 21st, 2016.
Did Mr. Horn return any part of your security deposit?
No.
And you just rented a room from him?
Yes.
Is that correct? All right, Mr. Horn, we're going to deal with first things first. Security deposit. You will agree that you did not return any part of Mr. Adrian's security deposit?
Correct.
Now you're going to tell me why.
Because the damage and the thefts that occurred when he was living in the house.
You don't get any credit for thefts that occurred when he was in the house that you didn't report to the police. Did you report any of the thefts to the police?
When they arrested him, yes.
No. During his tenancy? Fine. Forget thefts. I want to see the damage that you're claiming that he caused. When was that damage caused?
The day he moved out.
Did you punch these holes in the walls?
No, I did not.
Did anything that you do cause these holes in the doors?
The big hole was already there when we replaced the door, and the small hole, Mr. Horn punched.
Who replaced the door?
I did. I put it back myself.
You replaced the door on the hinges, and this was the door to your room?
Yes, there was a door. It was the door before this one was broken, so I just replaced that door with this door with the two holes.
You bought a door?
No.
Where did you get it from?
It was in the garage, an extra door in the garage.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What other damage did he cause?
You don't count stolen.
No, you have to return his security deposits. So we have $1,450 so far. Now, the second part of your lawsuit is punitive damages for false arrest. I assume that sometime around the end of June when you moved out, you and Mr. Horn had an altercation.
Yes.
And as a result of that altercation, you were arrested.
That is correct.
No charges were ever filed against you. So you were released.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to tell me about what happened. Was that on June 21st?
This was on June 20th.
On the 20th. So tell me what happened on June 20th.
On the 20th, Mr. Horn and I got into an argument.
About what?
About money that I should have paid him for gas and for food.
Gas for what?
He was driving me to the beach so we could go on walks, and he was driving to Hollywood so he could go to a comedy show, and I wanted to go with him. But I didn't pay him for gas, and so...
Okay, so you were going to split the gas?
No, I was going to pay him full in gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much did you owe him?
He told me $20.
So he approached you about the gas money. And food?
Food. I ate some of his food. He let me eat some of his food, and part of that would be paying for the food.
Would be all in the $20?
Yes.
Okay. So he asked you for the $20. And what happened?
I told him I didn't have it at the moment, but I would give it to him as soon as I got it. And he was upset. He didn't believe me.
How long had you owed him the $20?
About maybe 2.5 months. Because he was being generous and driving me without asking for the money, but it got so overwhelming that he finally asked for the money, and I agreed to give it to him.
Just $20?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you would owe it to him for months?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And after that, we got into a verbal argument because, like I said, he got upset that I wasn't giving it to him on the spot. And so he punched the first hole in the door, and he was getting upset. And he kept pushing on the door, and I locked the door. I said, I want you to calm down first, and then I'll talk to you. But he was still getting upset, and then, he was hitting the door as hard as he could, and he finally broke it off its hinges. And he shoved me down where I hit the fan. I landed on the fan, and it broke. And after that, I called the police. And the police came the first time, and they said, what's going on? I told them what happened. And they said, well, why
don't tell me what they said. Do you have a police report from that incident?
I do not.
Okay, so you called them the first time.
Yes.
And?
They told me...
You can't tell me what they told you. You went back into the house.
Yes, after they told me to,
You went back into the house.
Yes, back into the house.
And that was the 20th. Okay, what happened after you went back into the house?
After that, Mr. Horn went back into his room. And when he was in his room, he closed his door, and I went over to the door and I knocked on it. And I wanted to, just apologize for yelling at him. But he was still upset, and I was still knocking on the door just saying, hey, I would like to apologize. I made a mistake. I just want to apologize.
You were yelling at him?
Yes. And he was upset, and he came out of the door with a bamboo stick. I ran back into my room because he was following me into my room. He was really upset. He had an angry face, and I went back into my room, and he was there with the bamboo stick, and I reached into my closet in self-defense to grab my bat, okay? And I held it up. I didn't touch him with it. I held it up, he backed away, and at that point, I called the cops.
For a second time?
Yes.
So you called the police on both occasions?
Yes.
Okay. What happened when the police arrived?
The police arrived and they handcuffed Tyler and they sat me down on the driveway. They talked with him. I don't know what they were talking about. And then they came over to me and they asked me what was going on. I told them what was happening. And they had enough evidence, I guess, to arrest me because Mr. Horn said that I hit him with the bat, which I did not hit him. I didn't touch him.
Did you tell the police that he hit you with the bat?
No, I did not.
What did you tell the police, Mr. Horn?
I told the police that he pulled a knife on me, which he did. His memory is very faulty.
Did you have a knife in your possession?
No, I did not.
During the course of the police placing you under arrest, did a knife fall out of your pocket?
It was in my pocket, but it was not out of my pocket.
So it was in your possession? Knife was in your possession?
Yes.
What kind of knife was it?
It was a small pocket knife. The blade was probably that big.
Okay. Do you have a police report? I'd like to see. You don't have another police report where it's not all blacked out?
I tried to obtain one, but
You can return this.
the Attorney General in Torrance blots out the name of the perpetrator and not the victim,
Well, they
which is
blocked out-
rather ironic to
They
me.
blocked out the name of the perpetrator because there were no charges filed against him.
Yeah, evidently.
Great. Mr. Adrian, you're getting your security deposit back, $1,450. But clearly, unless he was psychic, he didn't know that you had a knife in your possession.
Yes.
If it was in your pocket. But the police found the knife when they placed you under arrest. And they did voucher the knife? Did they take the knife?
They did, yes.
Did they subsequently give it back to you when they released you the next day?
No. The arrest was not for the knife. It was for elderly abuse, which I did not hit him.
Now, the only other thing that I'm going to consider, I'm not considering punitive damages for false arrest. What I am considering is the laptop that you say he kept that belonged to you. Was this an old laptop, sir?
Yes, it was a Windows Vista.
And did you, Mr. Adrian, at some point damage Mr. Horn's computer?
No, I did not.
Did you damage his keyboard and printer?
No.
Did you use his keyboard and printer?
The keyboard that he has, I gave that to him. It was a black keyboard that I gave to him along with a monitor that plugs into a laptop. And the printer, it was not broken. The ink cartridges just weren't working, so it looked as if it was broken.
How many laptops did you have when you left the house on June 21st?
Well, I had 0 because of the laptop that was still there.
So you didn't have a computer?
I had a laptop that I brought into the house when I first moved in.
And that was the one that you are claiming that Mr. Horn has. Is that correct?
Yes.
Other than that laptop, you have no other laptop or no other computer. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Horn. Explain the computer to me.
I saw him steal a laptop from underneath my living room table, as I also saw him steal my iPhone. I did not give him the food. He stole it.
Mr. Horn, let me tell you what your answer is.
That's it.
No, let me tell you what you swore to in your answer. You swore in your answer that Mr. Adrian gave you his old computer as payment for my broken equipment. Now you just tell me that he stole your computer.
And then gave me his.
Okay. You have to return his computer to him, and I will give you an order that you can go and get it in the company of a police officer. In addition to that, you get $1,450, which is your security deposit. We're finished. Thank you.
He was a nice guy at first, but as the months went along,
I would drive him places and try to help him out. I bought him a dinner or two.
He was very crazy. He was yelling at himself and just acting very crazy.
And just nothing. He wouldn't clean.
He was mad that I didn't clean my room when he wanted it to be clean.
He wouldn't do anything around the house that he was required to do.
He was mad that I came back late and that I was blasting music.
He started lying, stealing.
I did not steal the iPhone.
Came home from a bike ride, saw him steal it and run down the driveway with it.
Because I already had a phone. He lost his iPhone.
I better know them better like I do the guy that's in there now.
Exactly. I have a dad, and he's not my dad.
Very glad he's gone.
I never want to see him again.
Ms. Terragrassa, how long did you and Mr. Gerasi live together?
I was 17, so it was about 7 to 8 years. We were together for 10 years.
How many years did you and the defendant live together?
We lived together for 7 years.
At some point, you moved into a home?
Yes, he purchased the home.
In what year?
2014.
And at the time you purchased a home together, the house was placed in his name.
Yes.
You were not married.
We were engaged.
You were not married.
No.
Your child was born when?
In 2013.
Now, in 2013, were you employed?
No.
In 2014, were you employed?
No.
2015, were you employed?
Towards the end of the year, yes.
In what month and for whom?
I believe it was November, and it was for Lowe's.
Okay, so most of 2013, 2014, 2015, the vast majority of those 3 years you were unemployed.
Yes.
What about 2012?
Yes, I was working.
For whom?
It was RMA Legal.
For how long?
I was there for about a year and a half.
So starting in 2013, you were unemployed and Mr. Gerasi was supporting you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is what the case is about. When you moved into this house, you used a credit card in 2014 to purchase some appliances for the house.
Yes.
Credit card was in your name.
Yes. He didn't have the credit to put it in his.
Whatever. He had credit to buy a house.
After he purchased the house, they wouldn't approve
He had
him.
credit to buy a house, and he had a job. So you bought the appliances for the house
Yes, Your Honor.
on your credit card.
They were under my credit card, yes.
And when you separated in what month and year?
September of 2016.
And he did not pay this credit card.
No, he was supposed to. I was not working at the time. He was responsible for paying the bills.
Why weren't you working?
Because I was a stay-at-home mother for our son.
Well, what'd you do between September 16 and almost September 17?
Well, right now I'm living in a small apartment with just me and my son. He's only paying me $100 a month for child support. I don't have the money to pay off.
What are you doing?
Right now I'm working.
Good. And how are you working? You still have a child.
Yes.
So how are you working?
He's in daycare.
Right.
During the day.
Right. Duh. So what you want him to do is you want him to pay off this credit card.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't have the appliances. In 2014 as well.
I don't care whether you have the appliances or not. And a fireplace. When was the fireplace put in the house?
In 2014 as well.
2014, and it was a fireplace that was a gift.
From my mother, yes.
I don't care. It was a gift for the house. I mean, it wasn't a pair of socks or a pair of underpants. It was a fireplace. So it was for the house. So you want him to pay off the credit card and you want the fireplace back. Fireplace you can't have back because it was a gift for the house. The house belongs to him. Now, what I don't understand is, actually, you were supported over a period of 3.5 years. Your only financial contribution to the household were a washer and a dryer or a refrigerator. Don't you feel sort of ridiculous?
Yes. It was a Christmas gift, yes.
I don't care. It was a gift for the house. I mean, it wasn't a pair of socks or a pair of underpants. It was a fireplace. So it was for the house. So you want him to pay off the credit card and you want the fireplace back. Fireplace you can't have back because it was a gift for the house. The house belongs to him. Now, what I don't understand is, actually, you were supported over a period of 3.5 years. Your only financial contribution to the household were a washer and a dryer or a refrigerator. Don't you feel sort of ridiculous?
Your Honor, my family also contributed a lot towards that house as well. My grandma gave thousands of dollars. You know, we were together for 10 years.
Mr. Gerasi says that you waited this year before you raised the issue of the credit card because you left him for somebody else. And when that didn't work out, now you're coming after him for money.
No, that's not true.
So let's go back a second. You left the house, I assume. Where did you go?
I got an apartment, Your Honor. With my son.
With what money?
It was my grandmother's. She has an apartment upstairs and let me stay there for reasonable pricing.
So your grandmother let you stay in her apartment. Now, I'd like you to tell me what appliances were purchased on the credit card.
We had a refrigerator, a dishwasher, a stove, and a microwave.
And altogether, how much was that?
I'm not really maybe $3,500 the most. I'm not really too sure about how much it was. I don't have the bill.
Do you have the bill?
I have the receipts, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at them. I have a bill here for a plasma TV. Do you still have the plasma TV?
Yes.
Okay. Microwave oven and dishwasher. All of that came to $33.59. 2 years later, you separate. Which of these things do you want?
I just want to pay off the bill.
How did you handle your finances?
When?
When you were living together.
He paid the bills.
Did you have a joint account?
We did have a joint account, yes, Your Honor.
So you got money in to put into the joint account, and you got money to put into the joint account from the defendant, and
Yes,
you paid the bills.
I bought the food
paid-
for the house.
I'm asking you who wrote out the checks.
So.
Did you write out the checks?
No, Your Honor. She had full access to my account. She wrote out all the bills. Her student loan was coming out of my account, her Bloomingdale's bill, her Macy's bill.
I see them.
Yes.
What kind of work do you do,
And
Mr.
those are my accounts.
Gerasi? What kind of work do you do?
I am a fire alarm inspector for New York City. A fire alarm inspector for New York City.
The Chase savings account. Whose savings account is this?
It was in both of our names.
And what happened to that savings account?
Well, both of us transferred money into the checking to pay bills.
So you kept it in the savings account so you could get a little bit of interest?
It turned out to be a total checking, or whatever, I don't know, they changed the account to checking and savings in one.
What kind of pet did you have?
We have we had 2 boxes. One of them passed away at 4, and then I went out and got another one.
Is the Chase card that you're talking about end in 5612?
I don't remember the numbers on it, I'm sorry.
Well, what credit card are you talking about?
PC Richards.
Oh, it's just a PC Richards account?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Now, you both had access to take out money from ATMs with this card?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right? I see that. Your card was 9038. Arby's, Chipotle, Sinclair's Pub West in Babylon. Your card ended in 9038.
I don't remember what the card number was, Your Honor.
Is that her card?
On the paper, all my card numbers are on there. On the first page that I gave you?
Yeah.
Whatever's highlighted, those are my cards because those are all closed out.
Whatever we did or purchased food-wise, we were together while we were doing it.
Doesn't matter. You lived like a family. You know, at some point you have to say, you know what? I lived pretty well. He took care of me pretty well. And he paid the rent, he paid the gas, he paid the electric, he paid the utilities. And if I took on the responsibility 4 years ago or 3 years ago of taking out a credit card and buying some appliances that came to $3,300, I'm a big girl and I can't give him back the food I ate or having my hair done. I can't give him back those things.
I didn't work because I was home taking care of our son. It's not like when I started working, I did contribute.
No, the truth of the matter is that's not true. Because your son wasn't born, you didn't work a year before he was born.
Because I was on a very high-risk pregnancy.
Let me tell you I have all kinds of problems with this case. First of all, it's very hard to separate when people aren't married what's yours and what's mine and what's left. You have no obligation to support her at all. You have obligation.
I just pay child support.
You have an obligation to contribute to your son's support. Do you see him?
Yes.
Okay. Often?
Yes, every other weekend.
Good. All of these appliances have depreciated in value since they were bought 2.5 years ago. So one of the things that was purchased 2.5 years ago was a big television set. That's the only thing that really can easily come out of your house, right?
Yes.
Also, probably the microwave can easily come out of your house. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
You want those 2 things? Then you can sell them. You want those 2 things? That's fair. Those 2 things can easily come out of the house. Stove can't, but that can. Big television and a small microwave. Do you want those 2 things?
No, Your Honor. I want my bill paid.
It's not going to get paid by him. If I had to divide property, that's exactly what I would do. I would say you live together. He took care of you. He supported the family. This is not a big deal. But if you feel as if for some reason you've been offended, financially offended, I'm prepared to say to him, the property that he bought, if he went to sell it, would be worth nothing. He could sell it now and give you half. That would be ridiculous. Similarly, he's paying for the whole enchilada. And I'm saying to you...
Not throughout our whole relationship, though. I contributed a lot.
Good. Fine. All I'm asking you is, do you want the TV and the microwave? And then you can sell them.
Sure.
Whatever you can sell them for. Good. Good. Make arrangements for her to have the TV and the microwave. You buy a new one. Okay, great. We're done. Thank you. Mr. Rose, Mr. Mendoza runs a store, a dollar sort of store.
Yeah, that's happened like March 15th.
A lot of inexpensive little things. And based upon what I read in your complaint, you frequented that store. You went
Yes.
And you walked in one day and you saw that your picture was up in the store, and the picture suggested that you were a shoplifter.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to be compensated for that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, do you have a photograph for me or something to show me of the poster that you saw and when you saw it?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a video, actually. It has no audio on it, just video. And if I could, I want to explain, it wasn't just one day I walked in. Actually, it was a day or two after Christmas of last year, December 2015. I came in the store and I had words with the gentleman in the white shirt. I think his name is Caesar. It was about a cigar that they were selling for $1.50 for, and it, you know, it says 2 for 99 cents on it. And we got into some type of verbal altercation. And then I came back 2 or 3 days later for some incense or candles, and I saw it directly as soon as I walked in the store, shoplifter.
Okay. So what you feel precipitated putting up this photograph was the argument that you had had with Mr. Mendoza's employee. That is your employee, sir?
Yes.
Okay, because you raised an issue that they were overcharging for cigars that on the package said 2 for $1. They were selling them for $1.50 a piece.
Exactly.
Okay. Stand up, sir. Your last name is?
Mendoza?
Are you related?
Yes, he's my brother.
You remember having that discussion with Mr. Rose? It happened in March?
That's incorrect.
You think it happened sometime in December?
I'm certain it happened sometime.
And you're certain it happened March 15th?
March 15 at 4:15 p.m.
And I assume that that tape is going to show that to me.
Let me explain you.
No, because you're pretty adamant about the date and the time.
For the date of the...
Okay, so you're going to show me something that you took in December of 2015.
I think it was January. It was a couple days after the initial verbal altercation. And this is the beginning of it. I was just walking up into the store so I could show you where they were displaying it. As soon as you walk in the store, it's right here.
Right where?
I'm zooming in on it right there, and I happen to be that person right there screaming, because that's when they took the picture of me when I was screaming at them, right there with the baseball hat.
Is that just a second?
You can see her clear on my phone, Your Honor. Okay, either one of those two you can play. Yeah, there was never any incident of me stealing anything from the...
I'd like to take a look at it on your phone, sir, because I can't see it clearly there.
I'm sorry, hold on 1 second.
Just a second.
And Your Honor, they're not arguing that... I'm sorry.
Do you say that you can see your face in this?
Yes, Your Honor. That's me. It's a picture, and they're not arguing that it's not me.
Okay, I'm just telling you that based upon, I can't see that in here.
Oh, okay.
I can't see that. I see a woman, I see the back of two people. It's not clear enough for me to see it. But you don't deny that you put up his picture.
I don't deny it, no.
Okay, fine. Now, what you're going to do is show me, because certainly if you put up his picture and he was never prosecuted for theft.
We called the police. We called the police that day of the incident. Let me explain what happened that day. He walked into a store and asked for a cigar that it cost $1, not $1.50. That's his first lie. It's pre-priced $1.99. We sell it for $1 at the door. So normally when you walked into a store...
No, don't tell me normally. Just tell me what happened.
Okay, he asked for a cigar, $1 cigar. My brother put him on the counter. He grabbed the cigar and throw 33 cents and walk out. If that's not stealing, how do you call that? There's no other way to say it.
Just a second. Did that happen, Mr. Rose?
Outright lie, Your Honor.
Just a second.
No, it didn't.
And do you have that on tape?
We don't have that on tape, no. That was back March 15, and we didn't keep that much evidence on our record. It's just way too much memory on my computer. We have only the picture that we put up there.
From March 15?
From March 15.
Let me just take a look at it, please.
And also, Your Honor, we have...
A second. Is this a picture of you, Mr. Rose, arguing with somebody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you at the counter?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there. Do you want to tell me exactly what happened when Mr. Rose came in?
Yeah, he came, and I want to explain to you first. I don't speak good English, but he came and asked for cigars. I gave it to him and put it on the counter. When he threw me 33 cents, he walked away. I told him, hey man, this is $1. What? This is not $1. He started to argue
with you.
And say, hey, if you don't want it, just leave over there. You don't have to argue with me. And no, okay, you overcharge me, sir. the price is it's printed. It's printed on the cigars. And he is trying to, are you with me? He's trying to fight with me, He say,
no, he was argumentative. You could see it from this
He can explain to you better what's going on that day because he saw the video. He spat on his face. He spat on my face. He spat on my face.
That's total lie.
It makes some threats. That's the reason why we call the police, and we have the police report.
May I see the police report,
Yes.
please? So after this incident, you called the police?
Yeah, we call the police.
Okay, I'd like to see the police report. Do you have a copy of the police report, Mr.
Well,
Rose?
No, I've never heard of it, Your Honor.
March 15th.
Exactly, 4:15 p.m.
You have any proof, sir, that this happened in December?
Well, the incident that I'm referring to happened in December, Your Honor.
Well, but there was another incident in March.
I don't even know what he's referring to. I've never spat on him.
Okay, well, this is you.
Yes.
You clearly had an argument with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And do you have any proof that the incident that you described occurred in December? Is there any proof that you have that it occurred in December? Does your phone indicate that it occurred in December?
On the recording, when I recorded it?
Yes, it should, if it's in December.
May I?
If it's in December, that would be very relevant to me.
Thank you. I don't know how I would see the date on there.
You have no proof.
Shh.
Your Honor, it doesn't show a date on here at all. My witness can attest that when this incident happened that I'm telling you about, like days after I had the altercations, when I walked in the store and saw this picture up, this has just been happening since December. I've been going to this store. I live a block from the store.
Yeah, but you were arguing, listen to me, you were arguing with this gentleman in this picture. Clearly, you are furious, Mr. Rose, in this picture, okay? Why you get furious over a cigar, I have no idea. If they choose to charge $1 for a cigar that's worth 50 cents, you don't have to go in there and buy from him. But you were clearly furious.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I was furious because he was cussing at me and trying to provoke me to fight with him.
Oh, please, Mr. Rose. That's ridiculous. Mr.
Okay,
Rose, that's
the
ridiculous.
Truth, Your Honor.
According to you, and I read your case very, very carefully, you had been going to this store all the time.
Yes, I live.
All the time. Nobody ever provoked you before, because otherwise, and you're not an unintelligent man, Mr. Rose, because if you were an unintelligent man, I would say, well, if somebody provokes you, who's not nice to you, you don't go to the store. But clearly, you never had a problem in the store before, so if you went and you had an argument over the price of a cigar, that doesn't actually require this. It requires, you know what? I'm not buying this cigar.
Well,
and you walk away. You say, I'll buy my cigar someplace else. What do you want?
Yeah, well, excuse me.
You weren't here.
No, I wasn't
Well,
there.
you weren't there because you're nowhere in the picture.
Right.
Sit down.
Okay, yeah.
And they think it's a joke. I mean, Your Honor.
No, I don't think it's a... Mr. Rose, I don't think it's a joke. But clearly an incident happened over a cigar that you wanted to purchase, that you got very excited over. This man says that what you did was take the cigar and leave with it and threw down what you wanted to pay for it, which was 33 cents. They called the police and made a report immediately. Now, the only other question that I'm going to ask, which may be dispositive, when, for the first time, did you decide to sue them? In what month and year?
September.
This September?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, your case is dismissed. We're done. I don't believe you. Mr. Reeses, you are in business, and the nature of your business is a pawnbroker.
Correct.
The defendant, Mr. Frazier, over a period of time came and sold you some merchandise. What kind of merchandise did you sell him?
Well, Your Honor, I worked at an airport.
I just asked you what kind of merchandise you sold him.
I sold 9 defibrillators and about 20 pair of aviation headsets.
And defibrillators?
Defibrillators like you shock. Like
no,
zzz.
a defib...
Yeah, clear.
I know what a defib... Not an audition. You should want to keep as low a profile as possible, Mr. Frazier.
I understand.
They're very expensive, the defibrillators.
Yeah, they're portable ones, but yeah, they're very expensive.
About how much are they if you had to buy them retail?
If you had to buy them retail, it could be over $1,000.
And what about the headsets?
Probably about $500 a piece, brand new.
A piece?
Brand new.
And were the ones that you stole from the airport, because you took a plea to stealing all this property, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you made restitution as part of the plea arrangement.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's all done already.
Yes,
So when you stole them, were they new or used?
they were used.
And you brought them to the plaintiff.
Yes, I did.
Did you bring them all at the same time, or did you bring them a few one day and then a few next week?
Yeah, it was usually like one here, one there. It wasn't all at the same time. No.
And sure, Mr. Risa said to you, where'd you get these?
He
Did
never actually said that, no. No.
He just took them. What, for instance, would he give you for a used defibrillator?
He was giving me anywhere from $100 to $125, $150 a piece.
And for the headsets?
Anywhere's again from like $75 to $100.
And did you fence all of the, see, I got that from watching TV. Did you, in fact, fence all of this stolen merchandise through Mr. Reese's, or did you have other outlets?
No, it was all through Mr. Reese's.
Now, at some point, the police came to your store and they confiscated some of this merchandise.
Correct.
And that's what the lawsuit is about. You would like Mr. Frazier to compensate you since you paid him and they took this stolen merchandise. You would like him to compensate you.
Correct.
Great. Now, Mr. Reeses, I have a couple of questions for you. How many defibrillators did the police confiscate?
Your Honor, according to my records, it looks like they confiscated 4.
And how many sets of headsets?
All of them.
How many?
I'd be lying if I remembered the exact
Well,
amount.
I wouldn't like you to lie,
I know.
sir.
We deal with a lot of cases, and I don't remember the exact numbers. Your Honor, there were
So-
2 confiscated on this receipt, and there's multiple instances where items were delivered. So every single headset that we had purchased from him, we returned to the police.
Then that's a problem that you have. The fact that you don't know how many really were confiscated by the police because you deal in a lot of merchandise, then you don't know how many you sold. Because he didn't come back and buy them back, did you? I don't know that, and you can't prove that.
I have an email from the police department which shows the items that were returned.
I'd like to see that.
No problem. Can I come up?
No.
Sure.
Just a second. This doesn't say how many they confiscated from you.
Can I see it? Your Honor, what form of evidence are you looking for the items that were confiscated?
Listen, if I had a store that sold sweaters and I bought a dozen sweaters from a manufacturer, from Bird Inc., and I sold 6 sweaters, and if I'm in business, I know that I bought 6, I sold 6, and I have 6 left in inventory.
Sure.
That's what it is when you run a business.
Sure.
So that's what I'm asking you for. He sold you 20 pairs of headphones and 9 defibrillators. You told me that the police confiscated 4 defibrillators, which means you sold 5. Which means you sold 5 because he didn't buy them back. And what I want to know is how many headphones did they confiscate?
On this date, 6. Your Honor, there were 2 pickups by the police, and we need to get the official police report
Listen,
from
you
there.
want me to dismiss your case? I'd be
No,
more than happy
I
to
don't want
dismiss
you
your
to dismiss
case.
it. I feel that
so
I
if
have
the
a lot of
answer is that you don't have the proof, how many?
It was 6 sets of aviation headsets.
On one instance that were picked up.
Well,
the rest
then
of
I
them were
don't
picked
have.
up on
Then
the
get
other
me
one.
the other instance.
All right, no problem.
Do you understand that if you don't
I do.
have that, I'll dismiss your case. You can go back to where you came from in New Jersey.
Your Honor.
Do you understand?
We have records that show that none of the items were sold from the store. That means that when the investigation was happening by the police department, everything was returned. So we would
No,
have...
listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't tell me. Show me.
This is the evidence.
I know what he sold you
Yes.
because that's what he pled guilty to.
And that's
And
his badge
I
number.
also know that he sold them to nobody other than you. Your lawsuit wants to be compensated for the amount of money that you gave him for the headphones and the defibrillators. So I have to know how many were confiscated. Not that you're going to get your money anyway, but I have to know how many.
4 defibrillators. Your Honor, we're only suing for what was taken. What we're suing for is this piece of paper right here. I understand where the miscommunication is. I think that you might think that the total sum of everything that was sold to us was part of the confiscated. It wasn't. Part of the confiscation was this, and there were maybe other items that are not on this receipt.
Mr. Reeses,
Yes, Your Honor.
listen to me very carefully. Either
Yes,
you
Your
give
Honor.
me a straight answer, or it's going to make my job just that much easier.
Correct.
He sold you 20 pairs of headphones, anywhere from $100 to $125 a piece. When the police came and said, we think that you're selling stolen headphones, and they looked, how many did they confiscate that you can prove to me as you're standing there right now?
Wonderful. They took...
It's 5 right there.
5 headsets.
Good.
According to the
They
receipt.
took 5 headphones, which means that you sold, traded, bartered, or whatever, because that's the logical conclusion, unless you're withholding merchandise from the police, which would be actually pretty stupid. You sold or bartered 14 headphones, and you sold, bartered, traded 5 defibrillators. Now, my next question is to you, Mr. Fraser. When you sold it to him, he's a pawn shop. Was it an outright sale, or did you get a receipt that said you could come back and get the property?
No, it was an outright sale. I never signed anything.
Outright sale, he just gave you the money.
Yes.
Fine.
Can I interject?
Yes.
I have right here, when I did go to court for the criminal charges, it says that they were the ones that called the police about stolen merchandise. So that's why I don't understand. Like, if they were the ones that called the police, wouldn't they have known that it was stolen? Why would they buy it in the first place?
I don't know.
Your Honor, we never called the police.
Fine, that makes my job easier. So
Correct.
you had sold, bartered, or traded 14 pairs of headphones and 5 defibrillators.
Your Honor, that's not correct. As I've said, there's another pickup, but for this purposes of this lawsuit, we're only trying to get back the money that was taken on this date. What you're saying is correct in the first part, but the second part of us selling and bartering and all of these items is just not correct.
They're not there.
They're not where?
At your store. Because
That's
if they were, where are they?
The police department took them.
Not according to what you can prove to me.
Yes,
Not according to what you can prove to me.
In this piece of paper, and this is all part of the lawsuit. I'm not asking for, altogether, we've given him much more than the amount that we're suing for. We're only suing for a small fraction of it for what was taken on that exact date. What
was taken on what exact date?
On 12/15, this list of items.
Not happening.
This was signed
Not
from
happening.
the police.
It's not happening. Because if you didn't make an inquiry, you're in the business. You're in a business that is used by some people who steal, by some people who need ready cash. You're in that business. You're supposed to do, in my view, you're in a different place than somebody walking down Canal Street in Manhattan and somebody goes like this to you. Want to buy a Rolex? Do you understand? You're sort of on notice that either you're going to buy a fake Rolex or a hot Rolex. Right?
Sure.
That's a normal person know that. You see the way these people went like this? Normal people know that. Want to buy a Rolex? Yours for only $50. So you know it probably doesn't work, probably has no mechanism, or somebody stole it, right? That's to a guy on the street. You're in the pawn business, P-A-W-N. You're supposed to ask the question, where is somebody getting 9 defibrillators? Now, I must tell you, I have a defibrillator in my house. It's given to me as a gift by my brother. We keep it in the gym just in case.
It's probably
Nobody
outdated.
Nobody knows how to work it, and we actually had to turn it off because the battery was beeping. But we have one. So somebody has to ask somebody who's coming in with 9 defibrillators, where are you getting 9 defibrillators? And at the same time so you asked.
I did ask, Your Honor.
And what did he tell you?
He told me it was from his grandfather who recently passed away, and he had airplanes and all these aviation headsets, as well as old memorabilia. We have video of it, of him bringing it into the store, a U.S. flag with 39 stars on it.
I don't care if he brought in other stuff. If he brought in a flag with 39 stars. I don't care if he brought in a Smokey the Bear costume. It's irrelevant.
Completely.
One of the things that you pick up when an old grandparent passes away is maybe a flag with 39 stars on it. Maybe an old pair of World War II combat boots, but not relatively new defibrillators and 20 headsets. You start to think.
He said that, he owned a few planes, and...
He said he owned a few planes.
I never said I owned
He owned a plane. He said his grandfather had a bunch of planes. He was a former pilot. He had all these headsets. Some were new, some were old. They all weren't new.
He didn't say any of them were new. Actually, he didn't tell me that any of them were new or in boxes. None of them came to you in boxes, right?
He brought, they weren't aviation headsets in boxes. They were Sony in boxes, Sony headsets that he said they were his.
Your Honor, may I say 2 seconds?
Yeah, you may say nothing.
I listened
I am
very
actually done
carefully
with you.
and
You should have been a little more vigilant. Your case is dismissed. We're done. Ms. Hirsch, you are suing the defendant for the return of your Great Dane or the value of the dog.
Yes.
I have a counterclaim in the event you are awarded custody of the dog for the amount of money that the defendant spent in caring for your dog during the time she had your dog. So let's start at the beginning. When and from whom did you purchase this dog?
I bought the dog from a breeder. It was in July of 2015.
And how much did you pay for the dog?
I paid $1,200.
How old was the dog when you purchased the dog?
The dog was 2 months old when I took her home.
And it's a Great Dane?
A Harlequin Great Dane.
You know what they look like. Had you ever had a Great Dane before?
No, I have not.
Had you ever had any dogs before?
Yes, I have.
What kind?
I had a Staffordshire Terrier for 10 years. She passed away in 2016. And before that, I had a Golden Retriever for 7 years.
Well, you bought this dog in 2015, and so you say the Staffordshire died in 2016. So you had the two dogs at the same time for a period of time?
Yeah, just for a few months. I knew that my Staffordshire was ill and she was going to pass soon.
And there came a time when you had to leave your property.
Yes.
And you had to leave your property because?
Because my dad had recently died and I was getting a settlement as soon as his case closed. But the case is not closed.
Whatever. You moved into with your boyfriend, and your boyfriend had a pit bull, and the pit bull didn't like other dogs.
Yes.
When was that?
That was September of 2015.
So at that point, you would have the dog for approximately between 6 and 8 weeks. And that's the time that Miss Padroni took custody of your dog.
Yes.
With your permission.
Right.
And it would be fair to say that from September of 2015 up through March of 2017, Miss Petroni has had physical custody of your dog continuously.
Yes, she has, but not by choice. I've been trying to get her
whether
back.
by choice or not. Be fair statement from September of 2015 until the end of March 2017, Miss Petroni had physical custody of a dog that you had in your custody between 6 and 8 weeks 2 years ago. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Do you understand where I'm going?
Yes.
Great. Now, while the dog was in Miss Padroni's custody, she took care of the dog, she fed the dog. And in addition to everything else, she had the dog spayed. The dog had gone into heat, and at that point, she says in her answer, she couldn't have a 110-pound Great Dane walking around her house in heat, so she had the dog spayed. You were unhappy with that, so as part of your lawsuit, you're also saying not only do you want the dog back, but you want punitive damages for her spaying the dog for having an unnecessary medical procedure. I'm just laying out what your lawsuit is.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
You understand that this is an unsympathetic face to you. You understand that?
Yes, I've been trying to get the dog back the entire time.
Well,
and
that's not true because you've managed to find your way to a small claims court 2 years later. So if you could find your way to a small claims court 2 years later, you can find yourself to a small claims court 4 months later.
At 4 months later, she was still telling me that I could have my dog back.
What do you mean she's been telling you you can get your dog
Well, every
back?
time I went to her house to visit the dog, she said she would say, no problem, I can have the dog back as soon as I get my house.
When did you get your house?
I got my house late June of 2016.
So she had the dog at that point almost 10 months.
Yes.
In the 10 months that she had the dog, Miss Hirsch, how much money did you give her to take care of the dog?
I didn't give her any money.
So the answer is zero. And I'd like to see the receipts for food that you brought during the 2 years that Miss Padroni has had your dog. Just a second. There's a difference between bringing dog food and coming every week and supplying a 110-pound dog with food. There's a difference.
I did bring the food.
It's time to get another dog.
She doesn't deny that I brought her food.
Listen to me. It's time
was
to
in
get another
constant
dog.
communication with her.
Miss Hirsch, listen to me very carefully. You've abandoned the dog. 2 years. You had the puppy for 6 weeks 2 years ago. And she's had the dog in her continual custody for 2 years.
I came over to her house and visited the dog, and the dog would come up to me. She knows that I'm her mother. She came up to me, and she kissed me, and I spent time with her. Even though she has not been in my possession, she's still my dog.
No, she's not your dog. How many times a week for the last 2 years did you go and visit the dog at Miss Padroni's?
Well, sometimes.
How many times? Listen to me. I have a question. There's a question out there. How many times a week? If one of my children, you say, I'm her mother.
I am her mother.
Just listen to me. You're not her mother. If one of my children was staying with my cousin Bonnie because I lost my home, I would go and visit that child every day So what I want to know is how many times did you go and visit the dog every week for the last 2 years?
I would go every couple weeks, probably every 2 weeks. I did go visit her. I spent time with her. Okay. And the reason that she was with Kara is because I was waiting for a settlement from my dad's estate before I could get my house, so I could keep her in my house.
Go buy another dog. How's the dog, Miss Padroni?
She's doing very well.
Do you have any vet records for this dog? I'd
Yes,
like
I
to
do.
take a look at them.
Should I just give you all of the evidence that I have?
No, I want to see the vet records for the dog. Just for my own reference, the dog was sick. You took the dog to the vet once and she was prescribed amoxicillin.
Yeah, she had slipped on the carpet a little bit and she had a sprained shoulder.
So you took her to the vet.
Yes.
And then you had her to the vet when she was spayed.
Yes.
Do you have that bill?
I tried looking everywhere for it. I didn't.
Was it the same vet?
No, it was with the county.
And is Nova up to date in her shots?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Padroni, I'm going to come back to you. You took custody of this dog in September of 2015.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like you to tell me how that came about.
I was being just a nosy neighbor one day and saw that my neighbor was moving a bunch of boxes out of her house or whatever, and just talked to her. I like to keep people who I know.
No, I'm not interested.
Okay,
it's
sorry.
not Phil, it's me. You saw she was moving and...
To cut to the chase, basically, I had noticed that she was moving, and I went and talked to her, and she said that she didn't have a house for the puppy, and that she might have to take her to jail if she doesn't find a place because she couldn't take
What's
it
jail?
Dog pound, the dog pound. And in my mind, I couldn't imagine taking a puppy to the pound, so it didn't take me long to offer to watch her for a couple of months if that's what she needed.
Okay, that was September 2015. I want to know exactly what you said to her and what she said to you. She said she would need somebody to watch the dog for how long?
A couple of months, and in my opinion, a couple doesn't necessarily mean 2. If I asked for a couple of M&Ms, I would expect maybe 5. So I had a decent idea that it would be a couple, 5 months maybe. I didn't expect it to be in nearly 2 years.
What happened after 5 months?
Well, I had tried to contact her when I needed to take the dog to the vet for her shoulder that was really painful for her.
And the shoulder incident was in September of 2016. So that, according to this sale.
There's one that was for $86.
The one that's for $97.
Okay.
Was amoxicillin capsule.
That actually was an abscess that she had on her foot. It's the other one that was her shoulder.
$86.24.
Yeah.
I don't have a date on that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so you tried to contact her.
Yes.
Was that before the incident where she needed amoxicillin?
Yes.
So that was before September of 2016. So you would have the dog at that point less than a year.
That is correct.
Okay, and you tried to contact her.
Yes.
When had been the time that you had seen her last?
It had been several months.
Okay. When you needed her permission or advising her that you had to take the dog to the vet? You tried to call her. What were you calling her for?
Just to let her know that the dog was hurt and that I needed to do something with her.
And what happened?
The phone was disconnected. I had no way to contact her.
Other than the cell phone that was disconnected or whatever phone you had that was disconnected, did you have an email address? Did you have an address?
I did not.
Okay. So after you took the dog to the vet, how much later did you finally see Miss Hirsch?
I would say even more than a year.
And under what circumstances did you see her?
She came back trying to tell me that she wanted to take the dog home.
And that was, do you remember what month and year?
It was like toward the end of the summertime, middle of the summertime in 2016.
So she just came to your house?
Yes.
About a year later?
Yes.
And from the time that you had taken the dog to the vet, which was before that, when was the last time that Miss Hirsch brought over any food?
I had gotten a bag of food with the delivery of the dog, and then I'd maybe gotten another bag of food one other time.
And how many times would you say Miss Hirsch came to visit with the dog?
Well, I'm not home all the time, and neither is the dog because she can't be left there by herself. And so I'm not sure if she stopped by while I wasn't home, but I can tell you that I saw her
I
two
would like
times.
you to tell me how many
Yes.
times you saw her. I don't care
I
how
saw
many
her
times
twice.
she came over and you weren't home and the dog wasn't home. I want to know how many times you saw her.
Yeah, I saw her twice.
2 times?
Yes.
2 times in 2 years?
Until she came to ask for the dog
Until she
back.
came at the end of the summer of last year?
Yes.
Okay.
The dog has become part of my family, and as much of a handful as she is, we do really love her. She's very well cared for, and she is happy.
Miss Hirsch, go find yourself another dog.
But the dog,
Go find
it
yourself
can't be
another
her
dog.
family member if she's willing to take money for the dog.
Go find yourself another dog. You had this dog 6 weeks, 2 years ago. You abandoned the dog. You neither provided food,
I
nor
did.
cash,
I
nor
came-
cash for the dog, nor medical care for the dog, nor checked in with
I
me for
did check in
months.
with the dog.
For months.
Kara's
Listen to me. We're done. This case actually has 2 parts to it. Miss Salas?
Silas.
Salas. Miss Salas, this is your soon-to-be son-in-law.
Correct.
And there are two parts to your case. You were deployed to where, sir?
Japan, Yokosuka, Japan.
And at the time you were deployed to the coast of Japan, I assume this is your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have a child?
Yes, ma'am.
Before you left for Japan, where were you living?
We had a spot together, and then we moved out. The plan was to move in with Miss Silas.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because your daughter didn't want to be alone
Yes,
when
ma'am.
he was away, and you could help her with the baby.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
old was the child at the time?
7.
And was it just you living in your house?
Yes, ma'am.
So your daughter came home with your grandchild, and he went to Japan.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here's the case. When you were deployed, your wife got a housing allowance?
I received the housing allowance.
For her, not for you.
I would receive it either way.
I don't understand what that means.
So I would receive the housing allowance whether I was married or not. The difference in me being married or not is just $200.
Okay. So when you were living in Japan, were you living on government property or were you living in a private facility?
In the beginning, I was living on government property, and then I moved to my own place.
When did you leave for Japan?
December 2014.
And when were you living in your own space?
Roughly January 2016.
So you lived all of 2015 on government property.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so did you pay rent on government property?
No, Your Honor.
Did you receive any money for your wife and child during the year that you lived on government property?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much?
$1,600 a month.
And that was designed for your dependents back in the States.
At this point, yes, Your Honor.
Well, at this point, you were living on government property. Were you eating on government property?
I would eat on government property or out in town, Your Honor.
But you had the opportunity to eat on government property.
Yes.
And was any other monies being sent home to your wife and child?
Yes.
Other than from the $1,600?
A good amount was sent home, yes.
How much? How much? Madam, don't sleep. This is court. Stand up. Move over. In the year 2015, when you were living with your mother, how much did you receive from the government monthly?
I personally...
Not you personally. You and your child as dependents. Get it together. This is where we are. We're in court. Do you know, Ms. Salas?
The amount of money, only money I received from him was $700 a month for the rent. That's all.
Now, I want you to think harder. How much did you get from your husband during 2015?
It would depend on how much he wanted to send.
Okay. So other than the $700 a month, there was no set sum taken out?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So give me an idea per month how much he would send to you.
It was a car payment for $500.
Just a minute, car payment?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were driving the car?
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
The cell phone bill.
How much?
$150.
What else?
And storage.
How much?
It was $100.
So in total, including the rent to your mother, was $1,450 a month. That was for 2015.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
We're missing a payment, the Goodyear payment, that he supposed to pay was $140 a month.
What?
Goodyear is a car credit card.
I'm not at the car credit card payment.
Okay. As far as I know, that's it.
Just a second. When was the last time your daughter lived with you?
She's still living with me.
Mm-hmm. Is she paying you rent?
No, she's not.
Are you getting any rent from her?
No, I'm not.
Why doesn't she get a job?
She does have a job. She
well,
has
why
3
isn't
jobs.
she paying? Then why isn't she paying you rent?
Because the money that was supposed to be paid for rent, she was in December. She was fine, and she was saving.
Was what?
In December, when he was supposed to be paying the December rent, he didn't pay the December rent. And with her working the 3 jobs, she didn't have enough money saved in order to pay the rent for December.
Just a second. Let me explain something to you. You have no sympathy at this end.
I understand.
I just want you to understand.
I understand.
Your daughter and your grandchild wanted to move back in with their mom. You're living alone. You take them back in. This is a good gig. The government said, okay, if she lived elsewhere, we'd give her money for rent. So she's living with you. So you became enriched by $700 a month. Your household that didn't have $700 a month before, the government now says, we're going to give you him $700 a month so that the wife and child wouldn't be out on the street. Well, you're not going to be out on the street anyway. You got enriched by $700 a month by us.
No, ma'am.
By us. She didn't work. She didn't pay it. He's paid by the government. In addition to what he got paid for his housing, they sent $700 a month for your daughter. So we paid you $700 a month to do what a mother should do for free anyway. Take in their daughter and the grandchild. She gets a job. It's not a baby grandchild that needs full-time care. She gets a job. She works. And you want to say, sweetheart, save your money so that you can buy a house one day. Don't give me any money from your job. I'm living here all by myself anyway. It's a joy to have you with me. It's a joy to see my grandchild every day.
Can I say something now?
Sure.
Okay. Yes, she was living with me. He stopped making a car payment.
Just as we're not at car payment.
Okay, no.
Listen to me. We're not at car payment.
Okay.
He's in Japan not driving a car.
Right. There were two cars.
Get rid of one. He's in Japan not driving a car. I'm not even to the car. I'm
we're still on
to
the rent. We're still on the
I'm
rent.
sticking to the rent.
Okay, the rent, which was coming in, was $700 a month. He hadn't paid the rent since August of 2017.
Is what you're telling me he paid rent for your daughter, to you and a child, from the time he left until August of 2017?
Right, he was continue paying. And he got in contact with me in August and said that he could not continue paying because he had some bills coming in. He said, I will make up the difference. First he said it would be November. I will give you the back pay in November. He had another bill come up.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care. Let's understand each other. As far as I'm concerned, you're not entitled to this money. So far, we've paid you for a year and a half, $700 a month rent to have your daughter and your grandchild, grandboy or girl, a grandson with you, and they're still with you. And you're not getting rent because the government's not paying for it anymore.
The government
you didn't
is still
throw
paying
her out.
Ma'am, the government is still giving him money for rent for them.
Just a second. That's what I'm going to find out.
Okay.
Now, that's a rub.
Okay.
Because they're not giving him extra money that he's going to be able to keep. So how much do you get as a housing allowance?
$1,689.
Now, from this $1,689, how much do you pay for rent?
$1,650.
Who do you live with?
A couple of friends from my command.
What's the total rent on the apartment?
$1,650.
Well, then that should be divided by 3.
I pay the rent, they pay the bills.
It still should be divided by 3. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. So now you've gotten an extra $700 a month, because unless you have a breakdown from the government, how much they're giving to you and how much they're giving to your dependents. Do you?
No, they don't break it down.
Do you have such a breakdown?
No, ma'am.
Well, then how am I supposed to figure it out other than guessing? Other than telling the government that he's not sending any money anymore? If you're listening, did they take out money from your check for your wife and child as dependents?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because I sent it to them.
How much?
I was sending what I could. It was
What
not
does
a
that
definitive.
What does that mean?
It wasn't a definitive amount. What ended up happening was there was a bill that came in to the plaintiff's household in June, and I asked for the bill to be sent to me so I could head off and prevent them from taking money from my check. That bill was not sent to me, so they ended up taking the money out of my check, and that's what ended up.
What bill?
It was a military star card.
For how much?
$37.76.
And what was it for?
It's a regular credit card you use at the exchange.
I understand that. So you used it for yourself?
No, it was used for the family when the family was together.
You mean when you were still at home?
Yes.
You know what he's talking about?
I know what card he's talking about, yes, ma'am.
That you used together as a family. Well, Miss Salas, how do you expect him to pay all those bills that your daughter incurred half of? I mean, she can't do nothing to contribute to these bills.
Yes, ma'am. The bills were mostly him going out purchasing TVs and video games and items like that sort.
When?
This was before they left, before he got deployed.
Where are all those TVs and games?
Pawned.
By whom?
The defendant.
Did you pawn them?
No, Your Honor. I haven't been to the household. I haven't seen those items since I've left for Japan.
How many pay attention, how many automobiles do you have?
I have one.
Your mother said there were 2 cars.
Second car is his.
Where is it?
He has it.
Are you back from Japan now? I mean, other than being here.
Yes,
so you
Your Honor.
have your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, which car ran into difficulty?
His car.
Who was driving it?
When he deployed, it was me, because that was the only vehicle we had in the household.
Oh, just a minute. So you were driving his car?
Before I got my vehicle, yes, ma'am.
Just a second. When did you get your car?
April of 2012.
April 2012?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you had 2 cars?
Right. Before 2012, it was his. I would drive his car to get my son back and forth to practices and myself to school, to work, to school, him to daycare.
So you were using his car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when he left for Japan?
I was using my vehicle.
Your mother says there's a credit, listen to me carefully. Your mother says that there's a credit card payment to fix a car.
His Chevy Malibu. And
on what date did you have his car fixed?
From all before 2012.
Before 2012?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Miss Judge Judy, can I say something?
No, just a second, no. So this is a car credit bill before he went to Japan?
Correct.
And is that the bill that's the subject of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were still living together?
Correct. And we were both making payments when I was working or when I got my school stipend. We will both make payments on the credit card. The problem with the credit card was when he drives it like he's driving in a NASCAR race. So it was being driven into the ground, so we had to keep taking it in because either something would blow or something would mess up.
I'm not interested in what happened in 2012.
No, this is before 2012.
For sure before 2012. I'm not interested in bills that amassed when you, your daughter, and the defendant were living together prior to 2012. Do you understand? That's what you just told me, that the card was used for repairs prior to 2012. This is not a matrimonial proceeding.
Right.
Ms. Salas.
I understand,
Okay.
but it was from prior to 2012. The card was used after 2012 for his use also. The card was used from 2008 until 2014 before he left.
Listen to me, I don't care. That's not where I'm at.
Okay.
Now, most of the time, he sent you $1,450 for a car payment. That's what you said the car payment was. And that was on his car or yours?
Mine.
We're done here. Is your daughter living with you? I would suggest that you get a job. Pay rent.
She's about to move out, Judge Judy. I understand what you're saying, but the bills that are incurred was his debt. I understand.
I say not. I say you took your daughter in. For most of the time that he was deployed, he sent home $1,450 a month, according to you and his wife. Now, I'm not saying there shouldn't have been a demarcation as to what money the government gave him to support dependents. That would be his wife and child, but I'm not going to guess, and I'm certainly not enriching you. I'm not paying you for rent to have your daughter and grandchild live with you unless I know exactly how much the government said for your wife and child, so much of this $1,600 that we pay you is for your wife and child. And if you can give me that information, and for the period of time that he didn't send money to you, I would be more than happy to say, well, he can't unjustly enrich himself. But you don't have that information, neither does he. And you have an unsympathetic position because he did, in fact, send money home.
Right, he did.
And before your daughter moved in, how many roommates did you have?
None.
Right.
But one more question.
Goodbye, we're done. When did you start renting the condo?
On December 22nd of 2015.
And what was your rent?
$1,650.
Sign a lease?
That's right.
For how long?
For a year.
When did you move out?
I moved out August 27th.
So well before your lease was up?
Well, 2016.
So you overstayed your lease?
That's correct.
Did you sign a new lease?
No.
Were you ever served an eviction notice?
No.
Never. 3-day notice to quit?
Yes, that was it.
On what date?
I believe it was June 20th.
When was the last month that you can prove to me that you paid rent on this condo?
It was August 5th, 2016.
And how much did you pay?
$1,650.
And how much did you pay in July?
$1,650.
And in June, how much rent did you pay?
I paid the same amount, $1,650.
Then you want to explain to me why you were served with a 3-day notice to quit.
Because in June, my father passed away, and I became a little behind because I was sending some money over to my country.
How much a little behind?
About $1,000 short.
But then you paid, according to you, after June, you paid all your rent.
That's correct. I sent her an email, and I explained to her my situation, and I let her know that I was going to pay her rent a little late, and she was okay with that.
You can't tell me what she was okay with, or even that you sent her an email. And she clearly wasn't okay with it because you were served with a 3-day notice to quit. And you did, in fact, leave. You were served with the notice to quit in August?
They were going to sell the property.
You know, we're going to get to the truth here. You understand that?
I do.
I'm glad you understand. We're going to get to the truth here. You've been doing what you do a long time. I've been doing what I do longer. So you found out that they were going to sell the property. You had some family problems. You stopped paying rent or were shorting on rent. They were going to sell the property anyway. So at some point, you became a squatter. Right.
I guess so.
I guess so. Now, while you were a squatter and not paying rent, she was your roommate.
Correct.
And your rent was $600 a month.
Correct.
You moved in with Miss Gennaro when?
December 30th, 2015.
So you moved in with her at the same time that she rented the place?
I moved in on December 30th, 2015. I don't know when she first made.
Well, she said she moves in on December 22nd, 2015.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's 2014. December 20th, 2014. I'm sorry.
So you moved in a year later because you got the date wrong. And you were paying $600 a month. Your lawsuit says she didn't pay rent for a couple of months. She owes you money for rent. She owes you late fees. She owes you attorney's fees, and you changed the locks on her. Now, let me ask you this. When you moved out, after you got the 3-day notice to quit and you stayed a little while longer because the marshals were going to eventually come and throw you out, you ultimately left, owing the landlord rent. You owe the landlord rent.
No.
You were all caught up? Give me the landlord's number. The landlord was your landlord for 2 years. You're going to waste my time? I'm going to go there and find out.
Do you have my receipts?
Listen to me carefully. I'm going to call your landlord and find out when you moved if you were up to date on your rent. Now, you rented from this person for a couple of years, so you clearly have her number because you emailed her, you told me, and she wrote you back and said everything was okay. Is this going to be a waste of my time? I don't like to waste my time. Were you totally current with your rent when you moved out?
I was a week behind. I actually asked her.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is you were 1 week behind the $1,650 rent, and that's all you were when you moved out. Give me the date that you moved out.
Could I explain?
All I want to know is if I call the landlord, which is going to mean my having to get up from this chair, and I'm not a spring chicken, and go out that door and get on a phone, and I will get to your landlord, and I'm going to say, when Miss Gennaro moved out, did she owe you any rent? That's what I'm going to ask her. And is she going to say to me, well, she owed me a week? Is that what she's going to tell me? Or is she going to tell me that you owed her for several months, or you owed her $1,000, or you owed her $2,000, or you stopped paying your rent in June when your father got sick?
When my dad passed away, I got the notification. And then about a week later, which was June 28, I gave her $1,650 for the month of June.
You moved out in August.
Right. So then August came around.
You know, first comes July.
Okay, so July. Okay, so that's correct. So July came, and then I paid my rent. I asked Ms. Hernandez to pay me her rent by text, and she refused to do that.
All I want to know is when you don't tell me anything about her. Okay. She doesn't have a lease with the landlord.
Correct.
You have a lease with the landlord. Am I going to get an answer to my question? At the time that you moved out in August, did you owe any rent?
I did for 1 week.
So you got 2 notices. One that says you were late for your rent in June, and it was a 3-day notice to quit. And then subsequently, you got a notice that said that they were selling the premises.
That's correct.
And that was in the same month. Well, it was actually posted the beginning of July.
That's right.
So what you're telling me is you paid rent for July and August. After you got these things, you paid your rent. Mm-hmm. And you lived there until when?
Until July 16th. That's when she locked me out.
Did you get back in?
Yes.
When?
August 2nd.
When did you move out?
I moved out August 20th.
Now, in the interim, because there was some sort of a kerfuffle between the two of you, you got a protective order against her, or she got one against you?
She got one against me.
Okay. But you still both live together?
Yes.
Except for the period of time that she was out because you would change the locks.
She changed her lock first.
And then you changed the lock back.
That's right.
Okay. And the judge told you that she could be there.
That's right.
So that she came back. What month's rent do you claim she didn't pay?
July and August.
Well, you locked her out in July, right?
Right.
So you don't get paid for July. And you moved back in August 2nd.
Yes.
Why didn't you pay rent for the month of August?
Because when I went to the house on August 5th, she called the police stating that I had broken into the house and stole some of her property. And then I, at that point, said I'm not going to live here because she told the officers if something happened to her, they would be responsible for it.
I thought you moved out at the end of August.
Correct. I was not living at the house on August after that. It was just
After what date?
After August 2nd, I just went in there, grabbed some belongings, and went to my parents' house.
Okay, so you had property in there.
Correct.
But you physically didn't live there.
Correct.
When you moved back in August, pursuant to the judge's direction that you could move back in, then she called the police again, and you left your property there, which ordinarily would mean that you're there. Is it true that while her property remained on the premises, she was not there after the beginning of August?
She was there.
When?
After August 2nd. The judge granted her with her restraining order.
No, I understand that she could be there.
And I could only be 3 yards away from her, assuming that.
I understand that the judge made that order. She says that she moved into her parents' home because after she moved back, because I assume your hearing was the beginning of August or the end of July, correct?
That's right.
And the judge said she can come back in, so she came back in. After she came back in, did you call the police again?
I called.
That's a yes or a no?
Yes.
How many days after she moved back in?
The next day.
Great. And is what you're telling me, she remained after you called the police in August? She
Yes.
remained?
Yes.
Personally, physically, she slept in the house?
She was there off and on. I don't know. I was never there.
Oh.
So she was there. There was times that she was there and sometimes she was not there. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
She was there sometimes, yes.
Right. Well, I would like to know what you think that she owes you. You locked her out in July. There was clearly problems in August where you called the police the day after she came in. I wouldn't stay there. Go ahead.
She was there off and on throughout August and July.
Mhm.
Even after and before I locked her in, she was coming in there with the police.
You're not entitled to any rent. I don't know if you're entitled to anything because it seems almost unfathomable to me that after you found out that they were selling the premises and they posted this 3-day notice to quit, you continued to pay rent even though you sort of fell behind in June and you only owe a week's rent. So what else do you think she owes you? Attorney's fees for what?
Because I needed to get some legal advice. I was not sure what I needed to do.
What you needed to
So
do is what you needed to do is not lock out your tenant.
Could I explain that?
No, you can't lock out your tenant. Just like your landlord can't lock you out.
She put locks in her door.
She can put locks
It's
on
not
her
my
bedroom
property.
door. She put locks on the outer door, her bedroom door.
And her bedroom door.
She could put a lock on her bedroom door.
And that's because she broke
Shut! I don't want to hear. Don't speak unless you seem to be losing. Okay, taken care of that. Money owed for expenses due to an illegal lockout and harassment.
Correct.
Where are you living now?
I am currently sleeping on the floor at my parents' house.
So you're living with your parents?
Correct.
How old are you?
I am 22.
Okay, so you're living with your parents?
Yes.
Great. She doesn't have to pay you any rent because you locked her out in July. She moved out in August after you called the police again. Your counterclaim for harassment is dismissed. We're done. Ms. Pickrell, you rented a room in an apartment that was either owned or rented by the defendants. And it is your claim that it didn't work out, but it didn't work out in a sort of uncross your arms. It didn't work out in an almost unseemly way. And you were told to leave the apartment. You had already paid your rent for the month of May. Were the authorities called?
Yes, the authorities were called on the 23rd until
of
May until the 27th of May. Every day until I was forced out of the residence.
Okay. And what you want is you want your rent back because you had already paid June's rent?
Yes, correct.
And what was the rent they were charging you for the room?
$650 for the room.
When had you moved in? In what month?
I moved in March 1st, 2015.
So March was okay?
Yes, March was fine.
And then you moved your boyfriend in?
Yes, he is staying there.
But with their permission, they charged him an extra $100 a month for increased utilities.
Yes.
When did you move your boyfriend in?
He moved in towards the middle of March and
then they accepted your rent for April?
Yes.
Is it correct that you accepted her rent for April?
Yes.
That's either a yes or a no.
No.
He says yes, you say no. You want to discuss it with each other?
Because she has the dates wrong. She moved in April, not March.
Could you please answer my question? Did she pay April's rent?
Yes.
Yeah, she paid the first rent.
Did you?
That's the month she moved in.
I'm only going to listen to one of you. Who's
Okay.
going to tell me the truth? Figure it out.
Lorna, if you're getting the dates wrong, you can say yes.
She paid April's rent, which you accepted, $650.
Yes.
And she paid May's rent,
Yes.
$650.
Yes.
And did she pay April's rent by check or cash?
Check.
And did she pay May's rent by check or cash?
Check.
Check. And did she pay June's rent?
No.
You have check to show me for June?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
It was not a rent for the month. It was a deposit, security deposit. I clearly explained that to her from the beginning.
I don't care what you explained. I want to see the check.
Okay.
I have all three right here, Your Honor.
May I see them, please?
This does state that it was last month. I gave it.
Can I just see what you have? Perfect. Well, April 3rd, you have $500 for rent. Okay, then it went up to $650. Is that because the boyfriend moved in?
That's because I gave her the $150 in cash. I only have the check for the $500 for the last month.
So you have March 31st, and March 31st was for
April.
April?
Yes.
And then I have April 3rd. Why would you pay her March 31st and then April 3rd?
That was a security deposit.
I'm sorry.
It's because she wanted an additional $650 for her last month's rent in case anything was to come up, and that's that check.
Or for security. Doesn't
Yes.
make any difference. Perfect. And then I have on May 1st, but what I don't have is June. Where is June?
June is right.
You could either have June or you can have this as security deposit. Which was it? It can't be June.
Security deposit was not $650. She added $150, and that's what I did give her in cash. That's
fine.
rent.
But so you did not pay June's rent.
I did, and I wrote last month's in the memo. I wrote last month.
Either you paid security or you paid last month's rent.
I paid last month's rent.
Okay, fine. You paid last month's rent when you first moved in. Is that what you're telling me? Is that how you evaluated it? That you paid last month's rent when you first moved in? You paid no security deposit?
I paid last month's rent in the middle, and that was April 3rd, because she wanted to bring that up in the middle.
You can't have it both ways. Either you paid last month's rent or you paid security deposit. Which one was it?
Last month's rent.
Fine. So there's no security deposit. Now, and you moved out in May. So you want your 1 month's rent back, which is $650.
Correct.
There's a claim here for filing a false restraining order against you. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you all went to mediation with regard to that. Am I also correct?
Yes.
And you resolved that case with a mediator. Is that also correct?
Yes.
So I'm not entertaining that unless they filed another restraining order against you. Did they?
No.
So that case is resolved. The next part of the case that I'm going to entertain is your property. Now, when you moved in, what property did you move in with?
I moved in a queen-size bed.
Okay. Where is her bed?
Moved everything out.
She took it with her.
She took it with her. How did she take it with her?
She was moving out for 2 days.
She had 2 days. She took
That's
2
not
days to
correct,
move all
Your
her
Honor.
stuff out.
He helped her.
I even helped her.
I have a video of them forcing me out, Your Honor, if I could play it.
Yeah, after her sister barged in her apartment.
Absolutely. I would like to see
And
it.
broke everything and beat him up.
Listen to me. I don't see a counterclaim here. I'm going to look at the video. He says he helped her move. Just a second. Tell me on what date this video was taken.
This was May 27th, and this was around 8:30 p.m.
On what date do you claim you helped her move her stuff out? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. On what date do you claim you move her things out? What date?
I don't remember exactly.
I want you to
the
remember
dates.
exactly. We're not talking about something that happened 20 years ago. On what date did you help her move her things out?
It was a year ago.
Last year. It was.
Remember the day of the week, Marty. Remember the day of the week.
Was
Remember
it
what
Tuesday?
happened exactly.
It was a Tuesday.
Okay, let's see.
Your Honor, I do have a receipt here. The police advised me to purchase a new doorknob with a lock.
Don't tell me what the police advised you. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, shortly after that you moved out. Did you move out that day?
That night, I was physically forced out.
Okay. Did you ever go back to the apartment?
I went back on May 29th with a police escort to retrieve my belongings, and they served me with a temporary restraining order and said the room was empty.
Okay, fine. Very good. Uncross your arms.
I'm not feeling good.
Okay, then you can sit down. On what day were you served a protective order?
It was like the following day after she left.
Do you remember the police coming back to your house with her on the 20th?
Yeah, she came. Sorry.
Do you remember the police coming back to your house with her?
Yes.
Do you remember the police going through the apartment and her room?
Yeah, they went in.
Easy to verify with the precinct. Was it before the police came or after the police left or while they were there that you helped her move out her bed? Look at me.
It was before.
It was before. So
Yeah,
it was,
those 2 days.
So it was between the 27th when that scuffle went on and she left the apartment and the 29th. So it had to be the 28th.
Yes.
It had to be the 28th that you say you were helpful with her and helped her move her property out. I just want to understand that that's what you're telling me. It's a good thing she sat down.
Yeah.
She would have been falling down. You see, if she was standing up next to you, then maybe you would have some support. So let me see what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that you had this sort of scuffle with her, that you filed a protective order against her because of this, so that she could not come back to the residence. But the next day, she came back to the residence on the 28th.
No, I'm sorry.
No. Sit. No.
You have
Sit.
not let us talk.
Did you hear what I said? I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3.
No, I'm sorry, but you're not letting us talk. This is not even what happened. You got all the You have all the dates wrong, everything wrong.
Out. You want to sit down and be quiet?
Okay, believe whatever you want.
Perfect. Now, your answer. I'm not even dealing with her complaint. Your answer talks about all the dates, those 27th, 28th. So you want me to believe that after this kerfuffle, which occurred on the 27th of May, and the police came back on the 29th, I assume that you have a report that they went with you?
Yes.
May I see it? That in between those 2 days, you, being the nice guy that you are, helped her move her furniture out of the room. That's what you want me to believe?
Yes, I helped her move her stuff. I never threw any of her stuff away.
You may not have. Now, Mr. Torres, whether the $650 was the last month's rent, which was June, or security deposit, you do not have a counterclaim, which means that there is no claim made by you that there was any damage caused by her to the house, to the apartment.
Yeah, we do. We got the evidence right here.
Just a second.
We got all the pictures.
Just a second. Hand down. I don't have a counterclaim, sir. I don't care what you have there. There is no counterclaim here for damage.
Well, what is a counterclaim?
We just wanted her out. We didn't want nothing to do with her.
We don't ever see her again.
We just wanted her
out,
out.
please.
Sure.
Can I just
Put her
ask for
out.
5 minutes?
Put her out.
2 minutes.
Put her out.
Want to say,
Put her out.
explain her
Put her
story
out.
for 2 minutes because I feel like you're
Out.
manipulating.
Out.
You're manipulating
Out.
the situation
Out.
with your questions.
Miss,
Out.
Come this way.
This is ridiculous.
You have no counterclaim for any damage, which you would have had to have served her to say she's not due back the $650, which we're claiming a security deposit because she caused damage to her room that we are going to be responsible for. You did not file that against her. Therefore, she's entitled to her rent/security deposit back because she lived there a certain amount of months.
She never signed anything, though. We had a verbal agreement where she had a cat that she didn't even have a pet deposit for.
Mr. Torres, listen to me carefully, sir. Counterclaim.
We're taking it out of her security.
You did not take it out of her security deposit because no court said you could take it out of her security deposit. That's what we're here for. And since you didn't file a counterclaim, she's entitled to her $650 back. Now the only thing that I have to determine is whether I believe she got all of her property back.
Your Honor.
What?
I do have a receipt that shows at 3:22 on May 27th, I purchased a whole new doorknob and lock.
I
So
don't care.
locked my
I
property
told you
in.
before I don't care about the doorknob and lock. All I care about is the furniture. Now, the question is, when you went to mediation on the protective order, did the mediator discuss your furniture?
No, they did not discuss my furniture. They said I should proceed with that in small claims court.
With regard to your furniture?
Yes, with my property.
Furniture. All I'm interested in is furniture.
Furniture, yes.
You left, your sister was there, there were certain things that were packed in her car. As far as I'm concerned, that's all I care. Your sister came over that
Yes.
night and packed things in her car, but she didn't
Right,
pack
yeah.
your bed in your car.
No.
Now, did you get your bed back?
No, I did not.
What other furniture didn't you get back?
It was my bed. I had this little desk, and also it wasn't furniture. The rest was just clothing and bathroom
Just the
belongings.
bed and the desk?
Yes.
Where'd you get the bed from?
I got the bed from a family friend. She gave me a bed, so I don't have a
And
receipt.
fine, and the desk?
A family friend, too.
Great. Okay. You owe us $650. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You had a sister. Your sister lived in California. You and your wife lived in Florida. Your sister became ill and she was diagnosed with cancer. You and your wife relocated from Florida. Are you retired?
No, not retired.
Did you get a new job in California?
My wife is a contractor, so we move around quite a bit.
So you came to California and you had another project
Correct.
in California. Okay. And how long was that project for?
It's ongoing still.
So you moved to California because you had a new project.
Correct.
Okay, well, then this is sort of misleading, Mr. Riley. I'll get to the whole thing. This is probably going to be more interesting than I even thought it was going to be. This is a situation. Your sister was sick in California. You came to California. You led me to believe in your complaint that you and your wife gave up your life in Florida to come to California to minister to your ill sister. That's what I get from. That's what I got from your complaint.
Very much
Now
true.
it appears that you have a contracting job, and even though your sister is no longer with us, that contracting job is ongoing because that's what you and your wife do. So it was probably a combination of both things. In any event, you came to California with your wife for a job, which you're still doing, and you're still living in California.
Yes.
Still living in California,
Still in
even though your sister's not here anymore.
Correct.
Right.
We're from California originally.
It doesn't matter. I was just misled by the complaint. Maybe it was my own silly misreading
I'd
of
love
it.
to clarify if I could.
They saw
But
work here.
I didn't ask you a question.
Sorry. Sorry, Your Honor.
In any event, your sister was here. She came to live with you for a while. She was ill. She was getting treatment while you were in California. And you are her closest living relative.
Yes.
Closest biological living relative.
No. Physically close. Yes. Biologically, we have 6 siblings.
Oh, but she didn't live with any of the other
No,
siblings.
she lived by herself until she lived with us.
She was a single lady,
Correct.
no children.
Never married, no kids.
And the defendant is her cousin.
Correct.
So you took care of her, drove her to her doctor's appointments, did whatever had to be done. Sister
For
passes.
months, I may add. For months.
Years. Months, years,
Just so you know.
whatever. For months. You did all of those things, and your sister unfortunately succumbed to cancer. She passed away, and when her will was read, to your surprise, you were not made beneficiary of any part of the estate. Her entire estate went to her cousin, Miss Wells, as the beneficiary, but your sister did a double whammy. She made you the trustee.
Correct.
Okay. And that, I assume, Mr. Riley, if you and I are being honest with each other, was both irritating to you and probably to your wife, who was very anxious to talk to me before.
No.
Yeah.
Not really.
It wasn't irritating.
It was irritating, but not for the reasons you say. It was not monetarily driven. I care for my sister. It was,
I understand.
It was a surprise. It's always just
It was
a surprise.
It was a surprise. In any event, there was ongoing acrimony between you and Miss Wells. That is clear from both your complaint and her answer. But this is what your complaint is about, because it's the only thing that your complaint can be about. You ultimately turned over the trust to Miss Wells because you didn't want to be involved in it anymore.
No, not
There
true.
had been-
Not true. She didn't like the way I was handling the trust, and she
Right. She
stripped
didn't
me of my
like as
trustee duties.
beneficiary the way you were handling the trust. And she said, in her mind, you were dissipating the trust. And since she was the beneficiary of the trust and a together person, she said, I can take care of this myself and I'll spend the money differently.
With 3 different attorneys, by the way.
Doesn't matter.
6 months.
Doesn't matter.
That's me.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Do you see? What you're doing now is demonstrating just how irritated you
I'm
still
sorry.
are.
I get emotional about my sister's death still. I'm sorry.
Well, this isn't about your sister's death. This is about money.
Okay.
If you were emotional about your sister's death, then you would have said, you know, my sister died. She knew how she felt. It was her money. She felt, for whatever reason, either close to Miss Wells or she felt that Miss Wells needed the money more than you did, that you and your wife were doing okay. For whatever reason, it was her money. That's what she decided to do with it. So
Absolutely.
when people pass away, whether it be a parent or a grandparent or whatever, and you as a relative don't think that you're getting the appropriate love from the deceased by way of monetary reward, it's irritating. Happens all the time. And you're not unusual for that.
But that's
But this is what you're not unusual for that. But this is what your case is about.
It's not.
After
Sorry.
Miss Wells took over the trust and finally got into the condo that was very much in dispute, she found that there were certain things missing from the condo. And as a result of that, she notified the insurance company because evidently your sister had homeowners insurance. She found laptop missing. She found someone had purposely damaged a sleep member bed.
I really want to speak to that if you let me.
Just a second. No. Whatever it is, she found certain things missing in her mind. And she made a complaint to the insurance company, filed a claim with the insurance company, who did it, as they have to, an investigation before they pay out a complaint. And when you call the adjuster who is going to examine your complaint, what she did, and I assume she did make a police report.
Yes, indeed. Name me as culprit.
Okay. Can I see a copy of that police report?
No, because I don't have a copy. Do you have a copy?
I do have a copy.
May I see it?
You were denied a copy?
I was denied a copy because I was the culprit.
Put her out. She's annoying me. She doesn't learn. Not a free-for-all. It's an out.
Come on.
Oh, I beg
It's
your
an
pardon.
outie.
Pardon me. Thank you.
No, you can stay.
Thank you. Sorry, Your Honor.
Forgive me, Your Honor. It's very difficult to find, but I do have it. Here it is.
Give it to Officer Byrd, please.
May I ask what date that was filed?
Okay. So what she says in this Sheriff's Department report, have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you what it says.
I appreciate that.
It says she inherited the apartment from her cousin who passed away. Prior to moving in, she says where she lived, and she had seen photos of the apartment, she the defendant, and its contents, and through email exchanges prior to her cousin's passing away. On May 26, 2016, Anna moved to the apartment.
Sorry, when?
She looked around on May 26, 2016.
Your Honor,
That's
may
what
I
it-
correct that? I didn't move
Just,
there. I was
I'm
only
reading,
walking.
listen to me, don't correct anything. I'm reading to him what the police report says.
Yes.
If it said something and it wasn't accurate, you should have corrected it at the time.
Oh, yes.
On May 26, 2016, Anna moved to the apartment. She looked around and inventoried the items in the apartment. She saw items were missing from the apartment that she had previously seen in photos. She believes another cousin of hers, Thomas Riley, who had access to the apartment prior to Anna's arrival, entered and damaged the mattress on the bed by cutting out a portion of it with an unknown object.
She's lying.
She also believes he took various other items from the apartment. She does not know for certain if Thomas took the items or damaged the mattress, but she stated she was in a battle with Thomas over being appointed trustee of her cousin's estate. Anna did not desire prosecution and did not want Thomas contacted over the matter. She stated Thomas is emotionally unstable and did not want to aggravate him.
Right.
Anna wanted the matter documented for insurance purposes.
If I may.
You don't have to. I'm formulating a picture. Do you understand?
I understand.
And as very often happens in a legal landscape, the landscape is changing, Mr. Riley.
True.
And it's changing in your favor, sir.
Okay.
Now you got a windfall. You inherited this apartment and whatever money was left in the estate, if there was any. If it had happened to me, I wouldn't have looked at draperies, 2 sets, 92 inches, $650. Sleep number bed, king size, model 1, $6,000. Moen brand shower heads, $2,000. A Galaxy Pro Tab. Dishes, $350. Bissell Pro Heat Steam for the floor. White bleach cruiser bicycle. A purse for $1,000. How much in total did you get from the insurance company?
$16,000, Your Honor. I have
just a second. $16,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
None of which actually you paid for.
Correct. Yes.
All of which your cousin paid for.
Yes, correct.
Yes, correct. And the single most expensive item was a sleep number bed.
Correct.
And you gained access to the apartment in May of 2016. I said gained access to the apartment. That's what it says in the police report. It says Anna moved to the apartment.
Your Honor, was the first time I was ever at the apartment.
June?
June 24th.
June 24th. This is my problem with you. Yeah.
Yes.
You're getting ready for the problem.
No, I can explain.
No, you can't. There is no way you can explain it to me. Because if I came in and I found all of those things missing and found the $6,000 bed destroyed, I would have made a police report that day.
Your Honor,
Just a second. I would have made a police report that day. You made a police report 2 months later and were very, very clear that you were making the police report for insurance purposes only. Made it very clear to the police.
Your Honor, I can explain the dates. I didn't understand that I had to make the report from that location. I left because I had appointments and I was working full-time.
How old are you?
Well, hate to say,
listen,
I'm old enough. I'm old enough.
Nothing that you can say to me, Zippo, that you can say to me after being involved with him for an extended period of time in a contentious situation, that if you walked into the apartment and you found somebody had taken a knife to a $6,000 bed, that you wouldn't have called the police right away. Right away.
I called my attorney. Actually, I was on the phone with my attorney, and she told me.
Don't tell me what
picture.
she told you. Listen to me. I'm not interested in what she told you. That's hearsay. There is no way that you would not have made a police report. Now, what is his case about? His case is about the following. As a result of you making this statement, and in order to clear his name with the insurance company, because the insurance company paid you.
Yes. You wanted to collect from me.
That's why you hired the attorney. I understand. I said the landscape is changing. The landscape is changing. Do you understand?
I do. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, the insurance company told me to take my time in making the report.
Just a second. Don't tell me what the insurance company told you. That's hearsay. Second, because I heard you, I don't believe you.
No, I had to investigate and get all of the pictures.
I don't believe you. Let's be clear.
Okay.
I don't believe you. So you paid $800 for legal fees. You have a copy of the bill.
I do.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Your Honor, I have pictures to show the condo.
Speak not. Police report. The day you found it. Not interested in your pictures. Not interested in your request for $2,000 more for the deductible. Not interested.
Okay.
Did you sell the condo?
Yes, I had to.
Don't tell me had to. Did you sell the condo?
I sold the condo, yes.
Okay, let's see. You sold the condo for how much?
$4,075.
$407.
The net was $120.
So you got 100. Shh.
Yes.
Don't speak. You got $120,000.
Yes. And to that point, I had paid $75,000 in mortgage fees, HOA fees, late fees, interest,
so
insurance, utilities.
Hey, you're still $75,000 in the plus column.
Yes.
Plus $16,000 from insurance.
Yes.
I know exactly what happened. $800. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim is dismissed. We're done.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Campos, what do you do for a living?
I'm a lawyer.
Where?
San Antonio, Texas. Hope you don't use that against me.
No, I'm going to hold your lawsuit against you because it's stupid.
Well, to me, it's personal, and if you got a bad haircut, I'm sure you would be happy.
It's stupid. your lawsuit's stupid. And I actually am surprised. I didn't know what you did for a living, so I'm actually surprised that you acknowledge that you were a lawyer. I would have thought that a lawyer had more respect for courts than to bring this kind of lawsuit, which I'm going to outline very briefly. You went to the defendant to have your hair cut. Whatever hair you have left, you wanted to have cut. And she cut your hair too short, so you're suing her for $5,000. Now, that's a ridiculous lawsuit. It's a ridiculous waste of judicial time. Only thing is, this is a television courtroom, so we actually have fun doing sometimes ridiculous cases, which I'm sure is the reason you came here.
Well, no, in America, we entitle different
Just a
opinion.
second. Listen to me. Mr. Campos, this is not an audition, and I've already got the job. Got it?
Got it.
Did you pay for the haircut?
Yes, I did.
How much did you pay for the hair?
$10.
And when you paid the $10, she had already cut your hair.
Yes, she had shaved my head.
Just a second. She had already cut your hair.
Yes.
And when did you get this short haircut?
It was a couple of days before Christmas, about December 21st.
And right now we're 3 months later, and is this the usual length of your hair?
Yes, it is. Shaved my head.
Great. Now you're going to show me a picture of what your head looked like after the defendant cut your hair. Okay. She gave you a very short haircut. It's not shaven, but it's very, very short.
It wasn't a haircut, it was a shave.
Impossible. Did you use a razor on his head? No, of course not. That's not a razor.
And ma'am,
Sam Jackson's hair is cut with a razor.
No, ma'am.
No.
I didn't accuse her of using
Just
a razor. I did an electric shaver is what she used.
Right. That's fine.
Your Honor.
Okay, just a second. Not necessary. And it took probably about 3 weeks for your hair to grow out.
Your opinion, I don't know, maybe a month.
Whatever. It took a month for your hair to grow out. And were you working during that time, Mr. Campos?
No,
that's just a second. Were you working? That's a yes or a no during that month.
Well, I'm self-employed, so some
Just
days
a
I work,
second.
some days I don't. Yes,
So
I was working.
The answer you were working, and you didn't work over the Christmas holidays.
I wasn't
you
claiming
probably-
lost wages.
Mr. Campos, it's not an audition, sir.
I'm not
I don't think you're
auditioning, I'm
cute.
just
I don't
responding
think-
to what you
I
say.
don't think you're cute.
I'm not trying to be cute.
Great.
You're
Good.
trying to be cute.
Good.
You are cute.
Mr. Campos, you are absolutely correct. That's why I have the job, and you get $10, and that's the judgment of the court. Goodbye.
You
We're
don't want to hear
done.
the facts?
We're done. Ms. Griffin, it is your claim that the defendant who you had hired on several occasions to do hair straightening for you straightened your hair the last time, and as a result of straightening your hair, you lost some hair, and you want to be compensated for that to the tune of $5,000. She says that she used the same product on you each of the 3 times you came to her salon, that the reason, in all probability, that you suffered hair loss is that you had your hair braided in between the second and third treatment that you had. And she has indicated that she has proof that you had hair braiding done between those 2 times, probably why you suffered hair loss. I assume that neither of you have a doctor or an expert here. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, the first time you went to the defendant's salon was on what date to have hair straightened?
Approximately June the 23rd.
Of what year?
2016.
And when was the second time?
August 17th.
How long have you been going to her salon?
Since June of 20.
In June of 2016, was that the first time you had had your hair straightened?
Approximately for 3 years prior to that.
So you had had your hair straightened 3 years before?
Yes.
At what salon?
Her salon.
How many times?
Maybe 10.
And then you stopped for 3 years?
Yes.
Why?
Her prices were high, and I wanted to go natural.
But then you went back?
Yes.
Because for the 10 times she had done it, you were satisfied?
Yes.
When was the third time you had it done?
Approximately October the 20th.
Between June 21st and October 20th, did you have your hair braided?
No.
Did you have any other process done to your hair?
Shampoo and wash only.
Where?
At Plaza Salon.
When was that?
Approximately September the 4th, I did the first roller set.
So it wasn't just a shampoo. You had your hair set
with rollers.
Shampooed and set. Mm-hmm. And when was the next time you had your hair shampooed and set at the Plaza Salon?
Approximately November the 5th.
And when, for the first time, did you complain to the defendant that you were having trouble with hair loss? On what date?
Approximately December the 18th to the 20th, somewhere around there of 2016.
So let me understand this. You had your hair relaxed for the third and final time.
Yes.
October 20th, October to November, November to December. So 2 months later was the first time that you complained to her that you were having hair loss problems.
That's when I called her because of the way. Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
And in between that time, you went to another salon.
Early part of November.
Did you go back, just for my own curiosity, did you go back to the other salon after November 5th?
No.
Why not?
I usually go to the salon when I have something major going on. I had a baby shower that weekend. That's why I went and got the roller set. After that, I didn't have any major engagements to go to. So I put it in a ponytail, and that's how I wore it for up until I started coming out really bad. I couldn't tell how it was coming out because it was in a ponytail. And when I combed it, I could just see hair coming out.
What else do you have to tell me?
That the product that she used, she stated I only had to have a relaxer every 2 months. But the last relaxer in October that she gave me was different. The way she put it in my hair, she kept combing it, asking me, was it burning? And she never did that the prior 2 times. And the hair started coming out because I needed to have a relaxer before the 2 months. I needed it within 4 to 6 weeks, not the 2 months, because it was different.
You have no case. You have no case.
Okay.
This is what I'm getting. You went to the defendant 10 times and you were satisfied. Then you stopped. You didn't go back for 3 years. Then you went back in June. You were perfectly satisfied. You went back in August. You were perfectly satisfied. You went back in October. You were perfectly satisfied. In between those dates, you went to another salon and had other work done on your hair.
No chemicals.
Yep. I don't care whether they were chemicals or not, but for 2 months. 2 months. I mean, if you were talking about, and I have never had my hair relaxed. I never had any reason to do that. But I know what having a perm is, because we used to get those as kids. We used to give each other perms, and there were times when I got them. So that's a chemical that you put on your hair, very similar to a relaxer. It just goes the other way. One makes it curly, one makes it straight. If your hair gets burnt and your scalp gets burnt, you know it right away, not 2 months later. Somebody puts something on your scalp to relax your hair or to curl your hair and it burns. You know it burns right away. The same way color burns. If someone puts color on your hair and you're allergic to that color, you're going to know it right away, not 2 months later. Unless you have an expert witness to testify that it could take 2 months to show hair loss from a chemical burn. That's what we're talking about.
It didn't take 2 months. It took that for all of my hair to come out. It was coming out as the time went on.
You took 2 months because that's the first time you called her. And she would have to be a psychic to know that you were having hair trouble before you called her. To me, if I went in to have a perm or color and my hair was burned, I would call the next day and I would say, gee, my scalp is burning, it's itching, it's on fire, something is wrong that you put on my hair. But you didn't have any of that. And you went and had your hair shampooed and rollered without any complaint. So you have no case. Now, on the flip side of that, you have a counterclaim.
I do.
And I'd like to see what the counterclaim is. You say that she slandered your business.
She's been slandering me. I am a master educator, stylist, also.
I want to see physically what you are complaining about.
Okay. Well,
what
here's
she
a letter
said
from PBS. She's just going around the city. Just,
well, I don't.
It stops sales and business.
Well, I don't know that. And you have no evidence of any. I just would like to see it. What is this?
Well, he is the owner of the salon. So when he got the information.
Listen to me.
From other.
This is hearsay. It's not admissible. You want to show me slander? You show me something that she wrote, someplace that she published something that was untrue about you. I'll be more than happy to see it.
She blocked me from her Facebook.
Well, then I can't help you, Miss Childers.
Well, that's it. She's been slandering my name. I don't
know
it.
that.
I know. I understand what you're saying.
You know, just because you say it doesn't make it true. Just because she says that
so
you burned her, it doesn't make it true. What? Tell me your name.
Marie Adams.
Miss Adams, how do you know her?
I've been getting my hair done by Cola since 2006.
Okay. And do you know Miss Griffin?
No, I don't.
Have you ever met her before today?
No, I haven't.
What is she going to testify to? She's never met her and she doesn't know her.
It's all over that Diane.
We're done. You need proof. You need a witness that heard her say something. You need something that she published for people to read. This is hearsay. This is from somebody who you could have brought instead of her, right?
It couldn't come.
I guess so. Okay, we're done. Thank you. You have no case against her, madam, because you have no proof that anything that she did to you caused your hair loss. None. And she doesn't have any proof of slander, although in all probability you've been going around telling people that your hair came out because of something she did, but she had no proof of that. Okay, wait. Thank you. Now, when you lived together for these 18 months, when he moved in, how old was the child that you have together?
She was not born yet. She was born.
So you conceived that child during the 18-month period?
That is correct.
Which means that you lived together as a couple.
Correct.
I'm not interested in his piece of the rent. Do you understand? Do we have anything else? Late fees for what?
It was a debit card that I had that was blocked, and I had to have it reordered due to the fact that someone was calling in using my information, including my PIN number.
What month?
The later month of July, early August.
That was after you had already broken up?
Yes.
Okay, did you do that?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't use her credit card after the two of you split up?
No, I had no access to it.
Okay, prove it to me, Ms. Hazel. Prove to me that he used your credit card, your debit card, after the two of you broke up. I don't care what happened before. You were living as a family. After you broke up, after July.
After July, the only thing that I have is showing that my particular debit card was compromised.
I need proof that he did it. He says he didn't.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so you have no case. So your case is dismissed. Now he has a counterclaim. And he has a counterclaim for an unpaid loan. Now let's deal with an unpaid loan. This is what I'm getting from your papers, Mr. Holliday.
Yes, ma'am.
Of an unpaid loan. You borrowed money from your aunt.
Yes, ma'am.
And gave that money to the plaintiff because there were outstanding bills.
Well, it was at the time that when they was going to court because the landlord was subleasing the out.
Listen to me. Was that while you were still living together?
No, ma'am.
It's not. You had already moved out.
No, it was actually on the tail end of it, right before she...
Just to answer my question, sir.
No, ma'am.
Were you still living together when you gave her the $1,000?
No, ma'am.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Then I want you to tell me about this $1,000. He's out of the house. You say, I kicked him out of the house in July.
Yes.
Okay. So?
Okay.
You gave her $1,000?
So, Your Honor, basically what was going on is I needed help. I just basically needed him to, I asked him to pray for me at first.
Just a second. You said in your complaint that you kicked him out of the house in July because you had enough of him, you had enough of, he finally got a job, they garnished his wages for child support because he had a child support order that he wasn't paying, so they garnished his wages. According to your complaint, I'm going to read it to you. When they became a source of conflict in our relationship, he wasn't contributing. I finally had enough and told him he needed to pay all the rent he owed me or get out. He accused me of cheating on him. That was the last straw. I kicked him out of the apartment.
Correct.
How come he gave you money?
Due to the fact that we have a daughter together, and he actually moved back in with his parents. So he couldn't help as far as making sure that our daughter had a shelter. So I'm the only one that could be able to provide our daughter with a shelter. So to help out with what was going on, he actually ended up giving me $1,000 in which I used towards the rent to be able to remain in the home that I'm currently living at.
Do you work?
I am an
The answer is yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
In
July.
In July. Tell me about it. That's your counterclaim.
Basically, she
Not basically. I don't want
She was telling me that, far as with the landlord subleasing it out to her and the main landlord came up to an agreement where her and the kids can stay there. She didn't have the money at the time, so I borrowed the money from my aunt and made sure they had a roof over their head. No, I just wanted one, the one that I asked for, because one of the TVs I bought was for her daughter.
Good. And
she just all of a sudden, she just stopped talking to me, period. Didn't want to socialize with me.
I don't want. Okay, now I got it. Okay, well, good. So you gave her $1,000. Pay your aunt back. What's next? You want your 2 TVs back?
No, I just wanted one, the one that I asked for, because one of the TVs I bought was for her daughter.
As a gift?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one?
It was mine. It was in our room.
Who purchased it?
I did.
With what money?
When I was in a car accident.
What do you mean you were in a car?
I was in a car accident one day going to work, and my settlement ended up coming through when I was out of work. I ended up buying a television for the room.
Do you still have the television?
Yes, I do have that television. It's my television.
Who paid for it?
Mr. Holliday paid for it.
Good. Within 5 days, you'll have an order that you can retrieve your TV. Are we finished here? Good. Thank you very much. We're done. Ms. Sonkrant, this used to be your boyfriend. It's not your boyfriend anymore. While he was your boyfriend, the two of you went on holiday together, decided to get matching tattoos. He didn't have any money. You laid out the money for his tattoo.
Yes.
Sometime way after that, he used your credit card to purchase furniture. So there was a loan for furniture for his apartment.
Yes.
He still hadn't paid you for the tattoo, right?
Correct.
Forget about the tattoo. Do you still have the tattoo?
Yes.
Do you still have the tattoo?
Yes, but it's covered.
But what?
It's covered.
It's covered with what?
Writing.
What did it say?
It was a K with the heart, like a king.
It's what?
K with the heart.
With a K with a heart. Is that your name?
No, it was king and then mine was queen.
I really have to get my hearing checked. I swear. God, everybody better go to articulation classes.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, now, you moved into an apartment, you didn't have any furniture. And how did you get furniture?
Correct.
And what did she say?
Miss Sonkrant offered to get, she knew that I didn't have any furniture, so we went to the furniture store, and she helped me pick it out, basically.
Okay, great. And do you remember how much it was?
Not off the top of my head, no.
But you were making payments on it.
Not really.
You never made any payments on it?
No.
Never?
No.
Really? When was it purchased? In what month?
I would say September-ish, yeah.
And it was bought on credit?
Yes.
How much was it?
It was $2,235.54.
What kind of work were you doing, Mr. Nichols?
Worked in a factory. I was a machine operator.
Still there?
No.
What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm currently looking for a job.
So you don't have a job?
No.
And what kind of furniture did she buy you?
It was a Serta mattress, king size, and the bed frame, and the TV.
And you have a new girlfriend?
Yes.
Do you watch the TV with your new girlfriend?
Yes.
And you sleep on the mattress and the frame?
Yes.
You think it's right that the plaintiff pay for that?
I mean, it was a gift.
It might have been. I'm just asking you if you think it's right that she pay for it. Now, Miss Sonkrant.
Yes.
When did you and Mr. Nichols break up?
In the beginning of December.
When was the first payment due on the furniture?
What would have been September? October 24th.
Who made that payment?
He made that payment.
Show me.
I only have the bills. I don't have it showing that he paid, but I have evidence of him saying that he was paying me.
I would like to see that.
All these.
Isn't it nice I got rid of the new girlfriend? Just in case you think I'm going to be exceedingly hard on him. I just want you to read some of these emails back and forth.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me whether, based upon these emails, you would buy U.S. savings bonds.
Do they still sell those?
If you have confidence in the country. You told her you were going to pay her for the furniture. Unfortunately, your choice of language was such that the camera operator here can't take a picture of it because you only know how to express yourself using four-letter expletives.
I don't believe, did I say that I paid her? I told her I was going to pay for it.
Would you show Shakespeare, please, the emails? In the emails is where you told her.
Yeah, man.
Now you see where you told her you were going to pay her?
Yes, I remember those conversations.
Good. $2,235. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. How old are you, Miss Telly?
19.
Do you work or go to school?
Both.
Where do you go to school?
Mesa Community College.
Full-time?
Part-time.
And what kind of work do you do?
I work at Starbucks.
Do you live at home or you have?
At home, yes.
And Miss Lewis, you have a daughter, and your daughter and Miss Tully were friends.
Yes, ma'am.
And they had been friends for a long time.
Couple of years.
And she had accompanied you on family vacations before?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
This would have been the fourth, so 3 prior to this trip.
And she always paid for her own airfare?
When we flew, correct. Minus one time. I did pay for it one time.
When did you pay for that?
I believe it was a trip to New York.
From where?
Chandler, Arizona. But we fly out of Phoenix Sky
So
Harbor.
it was a long flight.
Yes, ma'am.
Where else did you go with Miss Tully?
California, Your Honor, twice. And then
When you went to California, where did you stay?
Huntington Beach at a condo that I rented.
She paid her own airfare?
There was no airfare. We drove. And I did pay for the gas.
Yes, you have other children other than this daughter?
I do. I have a son.
And did he accompany you on the trip?
He did.
Ever have any difficulty with her before, with expense money, anything else that would have given you cause to pause about inviting
No.
her again?
No.
Okay. This case is about a trip that you all took, a family trip that you took to Hawaii, and Miss Tully was invited to go along. The arrangement was, according to you, that she would take care of her own airfare, which she did, correct? Did you book the tickets?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And you paid for the tickets on your credit card?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she gave you money in cash to cover her ticket?
Yes. Her mother and father did.
You rented a hotel while you were in Hawaii?
Condominium.
Condo. How many bedrooms?
1.
And where did Miss Tully and your daughter sleep?
On the pull-out couch.
So they slept together. So
Yes.
she didn't have her own room, so she...
As well as another friend.
So there was no additional expense?
Correct.
With that. And food, how was that covered?
She was supposed to cover her own food.
Okay. And you brought money with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much money did you bring?
About $300.
How long were you going to be away for?
I believe it was 7 days, but we got stuck for an extra day, I believe.
Got stuck because of air?
Yeah, there was something with the weather flying out of Los Angeles, so we couldn't fly out from Hawaii to Los Angeles to get home.
Is that correct?
No, Your Honor. The trip was a 10-day trip, the 22nd through the 1st, and we did get stuck for 2 extra days, about a day and a half, so it became an 11-and-a-half-day trip.
Now, this lawsuit is all about the fact that your daughter and Miss Tully had a fight, an argument. It's falling out. When did you have that argument?
I believe it was in September.
September of last year.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when was the trip to Hawaii? In what month?
June.
When did it end?
July.
What was the argument about?
I did not want to be friends with
Why?
her daughter anymore.
Why?
Because I did not like the way that I was treated around them.
Like what? What do you mean?
There were just comments that were constantly made about the way that I lived my life and my family and the money that my mother earned, and I just did not want to be a part of it anymore.
And you told, what's Miss Lewis's daughter's name?
Bree.
Where did you have this discussion with her that you didn't want to be friends anymore?
I did not have a discussion with her. I unfollowed her on a social media.
That must have been after something happened, Miss Tully.
I just decided that I didn't want to be friends with her. She went away to college and I stayed home for college. We didn't have any contact. We didn't talk.
What happened after you came back from Hawaii?
We talked maybe once or twice because I went out of town with my grandparents and stayed with them for about 3 or 4 weeks and then returned home for school.
During that 3 or 4 week period, did either Miss Lewis or Bree contact you about any money that you owed them?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What happened after you came back from Hawaii?
We talked maybe once or twice because I went out of town with my grandparents and stayed with them for about 3 or 4 weeks and then returned home for school.
During that 3 or 4 week period, did either Miss Lewis or Bree contact you about any money that you owed them?
No, Your Honor.
On what date did you unfriend her daughter?
I do not remember the exact date.
You remember the month?
I believe it was September. It could have been October, though. I'm not 100% sure, though.
Do you remember?
Yeah, it was in September. September 28th, I believe.
So now I'd like you to tell me, Miss Lewis, what you're suing her for is $375 because you say you went to some events while you were in Hawaii that you purchased tickets for, I don't know, dolphin shows or whatever else you paid for, and she was supposed to pay you back. I want you to show me when the first time was that you requested the return of this money.
I did not request the return of the money first. Irene contacted me because we had already made a discussion about the money and her paying me back, and she did let me know that she was going to Rhode Island with her family, so she wouldn't be able to start working again until she got home. Therefore, she couldn't start making payments until she was working, and I understood that.
Was that in a phone conversation?
A text conversation, correct.
I'd like to see that.
Yes, ma'am.
That makes it easy. Oh.
Is that not what I'm supposed to do? She told me to earlier. Sorry. I apologize.
Well, you clearly knew before you went to Rhode Island that you owed her some money, because that's what it says here.
Okay.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I didn't. Okay. So we were supposed to go to Hawaii, and I was
listen
told.
to me. Listen to me.
Okay.
You clearly knew based on this text, hey, I'm heading home from Rhode Island today, so can you send me what I owe you from Hawaii? That's what you wrote to her on Sunday, July 31st.
Okay.
So you clearly knew that you owed her some money. And at some point, she responds on August 10th, I added it together and it was $375. And then you ask her for a breakdown. She gave you a breakdown. And some of it looks legitimate and some of it I can see why you might question.
Okay.
Did you go to a snorkel trip in a luau?
Your
Okay,
Honor.
so that's $125. You don't dispute that. She paid for it, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you did go to see the sea lions.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she paid for that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm taking off $20 for food because that's ridiculous. What's a $25 baggage fee?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I paid for my baggage.
Okay. What's the $25 baggage fee?
Ma'am, she paid for her baggage one way, not the other way. She couldn't afford it, so she asked me if I'd add it to her total, and I agreed to.
Do you recall that?
I do not, Your Honor.
Well, she does. And what is $25 yard house? What is that?
She was supposed to pay for her own food at meals out. I did try to make it easier on her because she was the only one that was struggling financially, so I went ahead and bought a lot of groceries at the grocery store and cooked many meals in the condo to save money.
So what is yard house?
It's a restaurant.
Do you remember the yard house?
Yes, Your Honor. I remember going to dinner there.
Okay. And did the plaintiff pay for that dinner?
Yes, Your Honor, but my meal was not $25.
I don't know what it was. $250. Okay, so you acknowledge that there were certain expenses that you had, and I've taken some off that I actually can't justify. But that's still $250.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Mr. Hazelton, the defendant is your mother, and it is your claim that she had you falsely arrested a little over a year ago for both stealing her property and for assaulting your sister, who tried to intervene and prevent you from taking her television. That's what the case is about. You spent, according to you, 6 days in jail. You finally bailed yourself out, and you want to be compensated for that. That's
That
what
is
the case
correct,
is
Your
about.
Honor.
Okay. Prior to being arrested last year, when you were arrested on your mother's complaint, how many times had you been arrested before?
A bunch.
How many? More than a dozen?
I could say yes.
And were those, at least some of those arrests, drug-related?
No.
Were they alcohol-related?
No.
Were they physically related? Were they assault cases?
Some. But what does that got to pertain to this case?
Everything pertains to this case. Was some of them involving theft?
No.
Was some of them involving trespass?
No.
So they were all involving assault. More than a dozen cases. What I'm gathering now is information. So of the more than a dozen arrests you had, none involved drugs, none involved alcohol, none involved theft, none involved trespass, all involved assault. Is that a yes or a no?
That's a no.
What else did they involve other than assault?
I'm just talking about this case, Your Honor.
I'm talking about who the party. Mr. Hazelton, Officer Byrd tells me that you have had second thoughts about answering the court's questions, and you're asking me to reconsider the dismissal of this case. Is that correct? Mr. Hazelton, Officer Byrd tells me that you have had second thoughts about answering the court's questions, and you're asking me to reconsider the dismissal of this case. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so then let's get back to where I was questioning you before. According to your answers previously, you've been arrested at least a dozen times, none involving drugs. Is that correct?
That is correct.
None involving alcohol.
That is correct.
None involving burglary.
That is correct.
None involving theft.
That is correct.
All involving assault.
That is correct. 3 times. No, my anger gets the best of me.
Well, that's an uncontrollable...
It's an uncontrollable issue.
For which you've been or not been in treatment?
Not.
Is it correct, Ms. Hazelton, that your son never had either a drug or an alcohol problem?
Alcohol.
In October of 2015, Mr. Hazelton, how were you supporting yourself?
By working.
For whom?
Green Star Lawn Maintenance.
How long have you worked for them?
For 38 years off and on.
Are you working for them now?
Yes.
Full time?
Yes.
In the same location?
Yes.
Is that correct?
I think so.
Do you remember on what day you were arrested?
Yeah, I was arrested on May 6, 2015.
Where?
In Henry County.
Is that where you live?
I lived, yes.
What time were you arrested?
About 12:20 in the morning, yeah.
In the morning? And you were at home?
I was at home, right?
And you were arrested on the complaint of your mother and or your sister? Or just your mother?
I was arrested on my mother and sister's complaints stating that I walked in an unlocked door, used the restroom. Upon leaving the restroom, stole the TV out of my mom's room, hit my sister 3 times in the face, and left with the TV.
Okay, you're the sister.
No.
Where is the sister?
She's passed away.
Were you at home that day?
No.
So the sister that you allegedly assaulted is no longer here.
No.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
And I gather from your answer that you were not at home when this took place.
No.
Did you have a conversation with your daughter when you got home?
She was holding an ice.
Just a second. Did you have a conversation with her?
Yes.
At what time did you get home on, it would be the 5th
Right.
of May? What time did you get home?
Between probably 9:30 and 9:45, I was playing bingo.
And at that time, Miss Hazelton, who did you live with?
My daughter lived with me.
How old was she?
Let's see.
She was 52.
Yeah, she was 50.
She was 50 then?
Yeah.
So when you came home, it was 9:30, 9:45, and tell me first what you saw.
I saw her holding an ice pack on her face, and I asked her what happened. And she said Glenn came here to use the bathroom, so she let him in. And in the process of using the restroom, he came out with my 32-inch TV, and she went to stop him, and he hit her in the face. That's what she told me. And I was only in the house maybe 5 minutes before the police were knocking on the door.
Had your daughter called the police?
Yes.
Okay, so she had called the police before you even got home?
Oh, yes.
Do you have the police report?
No, I don't have that.
Do you have the police
Yes, I do.
report? I'd like to see it, sir.
Okay.
Just the police report. You do know that these reports indicate that you were totally uncooperative, had to be placed in a hood, a spit hood, had to be put in an isolation area.
Excuse me,
Are
Your
you
Honor.
telling me that you were not high on some sort of drug or alcohol that night when they came to your home to arrest you?
Excuse me, Your Honor. Let me first say this.
I asked you a question, Mr. Hazelton. We had
no,
an
I was
agreement.
not high.
We
No, I
had-
was not high. No, I was not on no drugs, okay?
Okay.
My actions speak louder than words. I was arrested, hauled off to jail, ripped out of my bed in my underwear, and you're telling me for a crime I did not commit, how would you react? And the charges were dismissed, not by the judge, by the public defender, the state's attorney, because I didn't steal the TV that my mom said. And my mother sat there and said she's seen me in a while. She hasn't seen me in 7 years. And it's just, or it came out of her in the police report, she states that. And my sister said 2 different signs. She said she came home in an ice pack, but there's no bruises or marks on her. I hit her 3 times. It's all a lie. And why don't they look in her question and call me and ask me, did I do this? They know where I live. You know, they're trying to give me 46 years for this TV. My life is a little more than 46 years, okay? Or acting out in jail or whatever. I didn't do it, and this is the reason I'm suing my mother. I'm out $2,500. I could have gone after her for penal stolen damages.
Your case is dismissed, Mr. Hazelton. You have no case against your mother. We're finished here. Let me understand your case, Miss Wilson. You signed a 1-year lease to rent a room.
That's correct.
In a house where the defendant was living. According to your complaint, she signed the lease and you signed the lease. That was when? In what month and year?
The latter part of April of this year.
And you moved in and gave her a security deposit of how much?
$1,100.
And was that the amount of money you were being charged monthly for the room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Turns out Miss Porter was not the owner of the house. She was a renter. And you were given notice by the owner of the house that the house was being sold and you had to vacate.
Yes, Your Honor.
In what month and year?
June 2018, Your Honor.
When in June did Miss Porter tell you that you had to move?
She notified me by written notice July the 30th.
So you knew in June, but notified her in July?
I notified her 30 days, yes, Your Honor, in July.
And did you, Miss Wilson, pay your rent for May, June, and July?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you moved out when?
August 9th.
Pursuant to your notification from your landlord?
Absolutely.
And you understood that?
I didn't find out she was moving until she put the note on my door July 30th.
But she said she gave you notice July 30th that you had to be out on August 30th?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Were you out on August 30th?
No, Your Honor.
Were you out on September 30th?
No, Your Honor. I was in litigation with the owner.
You still live there in September?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you pay rent?
No, Your Honor.
Did you live there in October?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you pay rent?
No, Your Honor. I had a case going on with the owner of the house. I didn't know that she wasn't the owner of the house.
Listen to me. I just laid it all out, so I understand exactly where you're coming from. Are you still living in the house?
Yes, Your Honor. I have until the end of
November. Did you pay rent in November?
No, Your Honor.
And you're still living there?
Yes, as according to the agreement with the owner.
Listen, Miss Wilson, you see this body has been sitting behind a bench for a very long time. I know exactly what's going on. In your agreement with the owner, did you agree to pay your back rent of September, October, and November?
No,
the answer is no.
No. I had an agreement with her, not the owner. I never even knew there was an owner until August.
Miss Wilson, you're not getting any money. I want you to understand. Zippo, not a penny from her. You already made the owner of the premises take you to court to get you out because you're a squatter, because you live there September, October, and November, and you're not paying $1,100 a month to anybody.
She breached an agreement. I thought she was the owner when I signed that lease.
I don't care what you thought.
A whole year.
Listen to me.
I have the lease right here, Your Honor. She signed a year's lease with me, saying that she was the owner.
You're not getting any money. You have to pay rent to somebody. Miss Wilson, you have to pay rent to somebody. So if you're not paying rent to her, then you pay rent to the owner. You don't become a squatter.
Your Honor,
everybody pays rent. You're not getting any money. A Zippo.
The agreement that I have.
A Zippo.
The agreement that I have with the owner, Honor, says that I don't pay rent.
Listen to me.
I won the agreement with the owner that says I don't have to pay rent as long as I'm out by December the 31st.
I know exactly what you did. I know exactly what you did. You held up the owner and you said, I'm not moving, and you made the owner take you to court, get a lawyer.
That's not true. I didn't have anywhere to go. They kept my money.
Miss Wilson, you had plenty of money. You had $3,300 that you didn't pay in rent for the months of September, October, November that you lived rent-free, unless you can show me you paid somebody for rent.
They wouldn't accept any money, Your Honor.
Goodbye, Miss Wilson. Your case is dismissed. I know exactly what you did.